From the Dying Channel studios of Arizona, we are here, we are live, we are wonderful MMA-Holes stand up, baby. Yeah, let's go.
Wonderful.
How you guys doing tonight? What's going on? How's it going? I literally just stepped out of the shower.
Wonderful.
How's it going? Everyone doing well? How you doing, Ariel? You yapping back there? I caught a little bit of your show. A little bit. I caught the Michael Chandler situation, his interview. Michael Chandler interviews always are, you get the information you need in the first 5 minutes, and then you don't need to listen anymore. It's a lot of repetitive stuff. So I was able to get everything I needed to get early in the interview. Michael Chandler fighting Conor McGregor, happening this year. Very exciting. We spoke about it a little bit on our second channel, but tonight we'll dive into it a lot more because this year has been a very strange one, and it just began. Like, it's at the end of last year, going into this year, post-pandemic stuff has been odd, really odd. And I said this on the second channel. I'll say it here because a lot of people aren't subscribed, and I don't know how you're not subscribed to our second channel. We play video games and talk about everything, so go check it out. Link in the description. Oh, you know what else? Check out Sheath Underwear. Got the best underwear in the game. 20% off. The promo code is MMA-Holes. I got the green one on. I would show you guys, but I got a green. My living room, you know. But 20% off. Link in the description down below. Head Rush, 20% off. Link in the description down below. MyBookie.ag. Promo code MMA-Holes for 100% matching your first deposit. You got that? Check out the links down below. ESPN Plus if you want to watch the fights, all that fun stuff over there. But let's talk about this. The thumbnail that we put together. Did I watch Power Slap episode 3? Are you new? We had Jordan Levitt on the show. Yes, I watched Power Slap. We'll be watching it again this Wednesday. Sorry. Get a little sidetracked there. Well, Power Slap is part of the conversation because a lot of people are not happy with Power Slap and they're not happy with the UFC. They think it's going down the drain. And to some people, you'll be like, no, it's not. It's everything's great with the UFC. Oh, I'll show you the poll. I'll show you the poll over here. There are 3 fighters on this thumbnail. Conor McGregor, Jon Jones, Islam Makhachev. The big 3 that should catapult the UFC back on course. If that even makes any sense. The UFC has been rough with the pay-per-views. Let's be serious. I guarantee if we had the big man Dana White here, you know, and I love Dana White. He's one of the best promoters out there. I love the UFC. We wouldn't be here without the UFC. So I want the UFC to succeed. But they have not been showing the numbers to the pay-per-view. We've been breaking all the numbers at the gate, here, there, whatever. But we're not getting any pay-per-view numbers. So we know, we're on to you. We understand that maybe the numbers aren't that great. But you bring in Conor McGregor to coach tough. You bring back Jon Jones and charge $1 gazillion for tickets in UFC 285. We're back on course. A lot of people could be spending the bucks. A lot of casuals going to be throwing their money in the direction of pay-per-views, and then things will be back together. This weekend, Islam Makhachev fighting Volkanovski. Now, listen, a casual fan probably has no idea who either of these guys are. And I did a little bit of a challenge today. Not a challenge, an experiment. I used to go around and troll chats, have fun. I used to be like a lot of you guys in the chat. I used to go out there and, you know, write a couple of things here and there and see what kind of reaction I would get from the host. Today's challenge, a little bit different. Today's challenge, I went into just random live streams and I said, hey, you excited about the fights? You excited about the fights this Saturday? I did 10 different channels, and there were various channels, like gaming channels, how to grow your YouTube channel. There were guys, though. Like, they were all dudes. Some guys with tattoos, some guys looking, you know, like they might have been in a couple of fights in their lives. Not one of them, not one of these channels knew what I was talking about. So like, what fights this weekend? And I'm like, neckbeard versus a midget. cracked a little joke over there. Still had no idea what I was talking about. Then I mentioned the names and like, they didn't even know who these guys are. Now, Islam Makhachev, let me just say this. Islam Makhachev is going to be a star. There's no doubt about it. The guy's going to, if he keeps on winning, this guy over here is Khabib 2.0. There's no doubt in my mind. Our highest viewed video on this channel was Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira. And I promise you, it's not because of Charlie Olives. That didn't move the needles. That didn't put everyone in the chat. Everyone saying, yo, got a link? It was Islam. Because he's the next guy. He's the next Khabib. He might be even better than Khabib. We're going to find out soon. So Islam Makhachev is in place. I'm sure the UFC's loving that. Even though Dana White didn't even remember his name. Caught a little heat on that. Once in the chat if you heard that. Dana White at the media scrum, very late. I'll give him a pass because it's late, I guess. But you literally have a pay-per-view next Saturday. And you forget your champion's name. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I mean, here it is. You can't make this up. So now all of the Dana haters are, I'm sure, jumping all over this. I saw on Twitter just a little bit of them jumping on this. And I get it. I'm a fan of Dana White. You can't be doing this. You just can't. The pay-per-view is this Saturday. Listen.
When you have the number 1 versus number 2 pound for pound guys in the world fighting each other, like you said, in their prime, it's never happened. If you think of all the fights that we've done in the UFC. So, when you talk about legacy.
When you talk about legacy. Did you hit the like button yet? Did you hit the like button? Hit the like button, please.
If Volkanovski could pull this off, it's obviously massive. And if yeah, can pull it off, it's, he's on his way to building an incredible legacy.
Yeah.
What? Even when his assistant told him, I'm assuming it was his assistant, told him the name, he didn't even say it. He didn't even say it. He just assumed that everyone heard that. No one heard it.
Volkanovski could pull this off. It's obviously massive. And if
Islam Makhachev. I just spit all over myself.
Wonderful.
Yeah, can pull it off. It's
yeah, that guy. No, it's late. It was late. That card was way too late. Dana White doesn't even. A guy that is going to be very important moving forward. He beats Volkanovski. Now, this is not a guarantee. Volk could go in there and just wipe the floor with him. Volk's never lost in the UFC. But a guy that could be essential to keeping this ball rolling, Islam Makhachev, I think is very important. In fact, I think Islam's more important than Khamzat Chimaev, who they love hyping. Guy that missed weight by 9 pounds. I think Islam Makhachev is a very crucial guy. You kind of have to remember the name. Bilal Muhammad. Islam Makhachev's making videos with the Nelk boys. Even the Nelk boys understand the value of Islam Makhachev. So that was a little bit of a blunder. I noticed the embeddeds are dropping. I'm sure people are going to, no matter what, I think they know that people are going to be very interested in this fight because you got champ versus champ and you got a guy who could be the next Khabib. So, I do want the incredible song Datwinger, yes. In fact, I threw it out there a couple of times on social. I need it. Someone needs to be putting, people are very talented, musicians of the chat. Put together for me, please. Please, an incredible song by Dana White. I got to reach out. We have a friend that might be able to do it. I might, now you got me thinking. But if anyone's got musical talent, slide into the DMs, put something together. Dana White says incredible every 5 seconds. That'd be hilarious. Anyway, you got a guy like Islam Makhachev. MMA fans are in. MMA fans are down for this. You know, you got Mother Russia saying, hey, I'm in. I want to watch this. We got our boy fighting. It's in Australia, which makes it even more interesting because Volkanovski's an Aussie. But the casual fans don't care. Casual fans don't give a crap about this. We're going to have a mega night on Saturday, thanks to Islam Makhachev. So thank you, Islam Makhachev. However you say his name. I say Makhachev, but I think it's Makhachev. I think that's the proper way of saying it. The year of 2023 has the return of Jon Jones, and it has the return of Conor McGregor. Why do you think that is? Answer me in the chat, please. Why do you think that is? I'll show you. We're going to scroll through our poll. And by the way, we got a lot of topics tonight. We'll brush on a bunch of this stuff. By the way, this is real. You saw it here. Jones Jr. versus Showtime Pettis. That's happening in boxing. We were talking about circus fights. Well, there you go. There it is. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a sec. Scroll down over here. We have the poll of Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler. Get your votes on over that. 58% picking McGregor, which is interesting. Okay, so here we go. We said which... Okay. With all of the recent events surrounding the UFC, do you feel that the Ultimate Fighting Championship is going downhill? Now, recent events, there's a lot of things that have been happening in the news. I'm sure you know what we're alluding to. But 53% of the 1,100 votes say that it is going downhill. Now, I understand it's close. I understand it's almost 50-50. But when you have a little bit over 50% of your audience saying, yes, the promotion is going downhill, you need guys like Conor to come back. You need it. You need guys like Jon Jones to come back. It's necessary. And it's fascinating. It really is. It's fascinating to watch. How does the UFC just mow through COVID and make COVID its bitch and do such a phenomenal job? And Dana White's like, F you, media. Look at me now. And fast forward to 2023, where Dana White is getting roasted by Ariel every 5 seconds, but I'm still Team Dana. Ariel could go suck a you know what. You heard me. And then you got Power Slap. You got Dana White hitting his wife. You got all this crazy stuff happening. The ratings, no one knows what the hell the pay-per-views are bringing in. I'm wondering, is there a panic stage in the UFC right now? With these guys coming back, you would think it would help, right? I think this year is going to be massive for the UFC. I really do. So I want to know in the chat what you think about this. Is the UFC in a little... Are they worried here? Are they like, hey, man, we got to dig these guys. We got to bring these guys back in. Guys that have been in trouble with the law. Other people that beat up their spouse. People that are accused of rape and doing all other crazy stuff, throwing girls off the yacht. These are accusations. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened in these situations. I'm not accusing them of anything. But they got to bring these names in to push the needle. It's a weird situation we're in with the UFC. Now, I'm not complaining. I'm very happy because I know it's going to be a massive year for the MMA-Holes. There is no doubt in my mind that this year is going to be phenomenal. And Wednesday, we might have a massive announcement. We do have a little Justice League action. We're going to shake it up a little bit. A UFC fighter's dropping by with a very impressive record. But that's happening on Wednesday. We have the Power Slap as well, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. But let me know, chat. You know, the people that put this vote together, 53% that thinks the UFC is going downhill. It's something we need to address. It really is. And with them having these mega fights coming up right around the corner, do you think that they threw everything at these guys to come back? I'm sure Conor McGregor, God knows what this guy's making from jumping into the Ultimate Fighter, then fighting Michael Chandler, which is wild. Michael Chandler is Conor McGregor's comeback fight. This is not a tune-up fight for a guy that snapped his leg in half, who hasn't really looked good as of late. This is not a... Michael Chandler. What the hell is Conor going to make? Let me know in the chat what you think about this whole situation.
Oh, super chat.
We got Guru the Pig coming in with the $2.
Islam needs double champ status for superstardom.
Islam needs double champ. So you're saying he needs to go up. He's not going to 145. He's not stealing Volk's belt. But to go up to 170 to be superstar. I disagree. I completely disagree. Khabib, one weight class, smash, superstar. I understand Khabib, undefeated. Islam has that one loss. But he could stay put. We're talking neckbeards. We're talking people, the Dagestani fans are hardcore. Every other day you hear James Lynch is crying about the fans. I mean, they are hardcore. They love these guys because they're winners. People love winners. And I think Islam Makhachev does not need to go up. Now, if he does, no one's ever even going to talk about Khabib ever again. He's going to be forgotten. If Islam Makhachev not only defends the belt over here, 155, beats up on Volk, defends it, moves up, smashes 170. Dude, we're talking one of the greats of all time. Now, we're very early in that conversation. But thank you for that donation. I appreciate that. My baby needs food and diapers, so thank you so much. What else we got over here? Conor said how easy the Diamond disposed of Chandler and thinks he barely lost to Dustin. He's doing MMA math, which No, I think Conor's taking this very serious. I think the reason why Conor took this fight is he says, hey, this is Eddie Alvarez 2.0 over here. Look what I did to Eddie. I'm going to do the same thing to this fucking muscular son of a bitch. I think that's what Conor's thinking. But at the same time, he has to be taking this serious. I couldn't imagine Conor not taking this fight incredibly serious because it would be so embarrassing, to lose to a guy like Chandler who beat up Tony Ferguson and Dan Hooker. And Dan Hooker's no layup. I mean, maybe he hasn't had the best of runs, but still, he's a solid fighter. But, I mean, when you think about it, 155, Dan Hooker and old Tony Ferguson, Michael Chandler, not the champion of the 155-pound weight class. But still a very tough fight. Like, if you think about it, like Michael Chandler, his power, his speed, his wrestling. If that man wrestles, which I don't know, if he doesn't do that, if he does the Eddie Alvarez and gets sucked into this game, he's not winning. But if he does take down Conor, I mean, come on, Michael Chandler could do he can really hurt Conor. There's no doubt about it. So I would imagine Conor's definitely taking this serious. I love the fight. As a fan, I would have loved to see Tony Ferguson. I think it would have been a better Ultimate Fighter. It would have been an easier path to victory for Conor, and I can celebrate an ole, ole, ole.
Wonderful.
But I didn't get that. We got the better fight. We did. We, as just fans of Conor or haters of Conor, we got the better fight. This is in no way a tune-up fight. You can't say it. It's not. So it's a great fight. The Ultimate Fighter is going to be very interesting. I'm sure Conor's going to have some, shtick and one-liners. I'm sure Michael Chandler's going to be cringy. So I'm in. I don't even like the Ultimate Fighter, but I am 100% in on that. Leo England has been a champ for 18 months. Thank you, champion. Thank you. Leo, baby. Leo.
Wonderful.
We got the fights that happen on Saturday. I'm going to brush on those. And we have a big event this Saturday, which is not getting much love from the fans either. Or even the fighters. I'm noticing when they're breaking down these fights, they're like, it's not the greatest of cards. So we're going to look at the card on Saturday as well. But I want to get this out of my system with my people because we have a mega year ahead of us. A lot of people are saying the UFC is going downhill. So here we are. They're doubling down here with Conor McGregor's return and Jon Jones' return. I want to know what you think about those returns. I want to know what you think, how tough is going to play out. Who's going to win, Chandler or McGregor? Will Jon Jones rise up and be the GOAT once again and take out the heavyweight that's in front of him? Will Makhachev and Volkanovski, will that fight be a banger? Will that fight be something people will be talking about for years? Or will it be very forgetful? These are the things I want to hear from the best community in the world, the MMA-Holes. I think Jones pops for steroids again. Could you imagine? They're selling those tickets are a fortune. Could you imagine, my man? I mean, what do they do? Curtis Blades slips in. Conor is just being... Hold on a second. I lost you. Conor is just being used to promote the movie. I mean, maybe. Pulling for McNugs, though, I want to keep fighting. Diaz or Masvidal still intrigues me. Big money. Listen, if you are a Conor hater,
super chat.
We'll get to that in a second. We got a massive
I
$5.
don't understand why you always putting Khabib down when you trying prize Islam like bro Khabib of the reason he retire is cause of Islam he teaches him.
Okay. And thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. It's not about putting down Khabib. It's about my mysticism coming true. I said when Khabib retired, everyone will forget him very soon. It might happen sooner than I thought. Islam Makhachev rattles off a bunch of title defenses. Islam Makhachev goes up a weight class. I promise you, even you will be like, Khabib was cool. And that's about it. I'm telling you right now, it's the truth. It's the God's honest truth. As time goes on, as new fans jump into the sport, do you think they're going to go back and give a shit about what Khabib did? Probably not. They're going to go and say, oh, this guy's kicking ass. This guy's doing all this cool stuff. Who is this Khabib guy? Then they look at the resume and say, wow, Islam just blew all the doors off this dude. No one's going to care. It's the truth. I know. Listen, I understand it's not sexy to say that. I understand that. And I'm not shitting on Khabib. Right now, lightweight, Khabib is the GOAT. There is no doubt about it. Right now, even with Islam being the champion, Khabib is still the GOAT. But a couple of fights from now, he's old news. If Islam keeps winning, no one gives a fuck. Islam becomes a double champ, something Khabib was terrified of. Let's be serious here. He's a very smart individual. He retired on top, and he knew if he went up a weight class, he lowers his percentage of winning. He's not a stupid dude. So I'm saying Khabib is smart. I'm saying Khabib right now is the lightweight GOAT. Those are two compliments. Those are two massive compliments. And here comes the truth. The third truth that I'm saying. Within 2 years, I predict Khabib is going to be completely old news. And that is my confidence in Islam Makhachev. I think that guy is special. I do. I truly believe that Islam is special. Now, Volk could just crush everything I just said. Volk can go over there, run over Islam Makhachev, and then you're good with Khabib. Everything's fine. You know? He's still the GOAT. He's this. He's that. Okay, great. But then we got to start looking at Volkanovski and be like, wait, hold on a second. How good is Volk? The guy's never lost. No one could beat him at 145. He just moved up and took out Khabib's protege. A whole nother conversation. So this Saturday, this main event Saturday, I don't give a fuck about the rest of the card. I couldn't care less. I'm paying $80 for the main event. And I'm not even a big Volk fan. But I appreciate what he has done. And I really am looking forward to seeing what Islam can do. So I love the main event this weekend. No matter how weak you want to say UFC 284 is, I love it. I am paying $80 for one fight. I'm basically paying for a boxing match. One fight. We'll look at the card. Maybe there'll be other things that get me excited, get me up for the card. But right now, listen. That main event's fire. In Australia, come on. Take my money. What about GSP? Listen, GSP's phenomenal. But I got to say this. I was in the building for UFC 217, his retirement fight, when he beat Michael Bisping. GSP is a legend. GSP's resume is insanity. One of the greatest of all time. He goes on the Mount Rushmore. But there was a time when I used to watch GSP fights, and I would be like rolling my eyes like, is this going to end? There was that time. And I'll always remember that. There was that time with Mighty Mouse as well. There was that time with Mighty Mouse. I'll always remember that. If Islam Makhachev keeps on smashing people, if Khabib stayed in the UFC and was constantly smashing people, I wouldn't even give a shit about GSP. I wouldn't. That's just me. I understand that's controversial too. GSP is a nice guy, one of the greats, if not the greatest. But, you know, there were times where, like, when a GSP fight was announced, I was like, I'm good. Where do I find the stream? I'm down with Islam, but I'm putting money on Volk just because. I don't blame you, man. Volk is what? He's got massive plus money. I mean, it's just dangling in front of you if you want to gamble. If you have a couple extra bucks, why not? I don't think it's a good move because I think Islam is a lock. But I don't blame you, man. Folking all that plus money, I don't blame you. If you're a gambling man, why not? Where to stream UFC fights? I will never pay $80. They can eat it. Well, I am not allowed to say that. I am not allowed to. That's illegal. But if you have to do it, that's fine. I'm not stopping you. I just can't tell you. Boring ass champion. Then you got the Gucci Mink pimp, Conor, the man, the myth, the legend. Yeah, listen. Now, okay. I am the type of fan that I would take a Michael Chandler fight over some of these legends. And, like for instance, if you were to tell me, hey, you want to watch GSP fight or you want to watch Michael Chandler fight? I'm going to watch the Michael Chandler fight. If I can only choose one, who am I going to watch? Michael Chandler versus a fucking potato, I'll watch that. That's just how I am. I like watching. I like to be excited. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. Maybe it's the inner casual in me. Possibly. But Conor McGregor was like that. When he rose up and won the belt and had his ups and downs, I didn't like his movie. I think his movie sucked. I did. Sorry, Conor. I apologize. I didn't think that documentary was any good. I think they made it too soon. That's another story. I've never, ever been not excited about a Conor fight lead up or the actual fight. Never was there a fight where I was like, this is boring. Never have I said that. Is Conor the best of all time? No. Not even close. But when you look at the marketing, when you look at what he's achieved, as a superstar, could be the greatest superstar of all time. Not the greatest fighter. I'm very realistic today. I'm not that delusional. But the greatest superstar of all time is coming back, by the way, in May to Coach Tough. And it's wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
It's pretty safe to say Khabib never even lost a round in the octagon. He'll be remembered as Gleason Tebow. Daddy Tebow, what are you talking about? Conor McGregor beat him around. Justin Gaethje beat him around. But Khabib is great. And I understand it's a touchy subject if I joke around about Khabib Nurmagomedov. I understand. I get it, man. I get it. But guys, I love Islam. Like, I legit am a massive fan of Islam. Don't turn me away from Islam. Don't take that away from me. Khabib retired too early. It is what it is. Gleason whooped him. I mean, yeah, it's a very controversial fight. Very, very controversial. Not according to Sal D'Amato. Conor win via touch butt. Maybe. I'm very nervous. As a Conor fan going into the Michael Chandler fight, like, I'm excited about Tough because that's going to just be a back and forth bullshit, trash talk. Conor's going to whoop him up pretty good there. But the fight itself, I am terrified. Say the fight drops in September, I am going to be shitting myself. I don't know if I can handle Conor McGregor going in there and losing again. I don't know and I like Michael Chandler. I really do. I don't know as a fan if I can take that one on the chin, even though he became double champ. You can't take that away. But if he goes in there and loses to Michael Chandler, it's going to be a rough one. Tough pill to swallow.
Islam makes Khabib look so good cause Islam said he rarely have moments against him long as Islam and Usman Umar are here he can't be forgotten.
Okay. I mean, listen, I respect your opinion and I respect the fact that you drop $5, you put money where your mouth is. So for that, I respect you. Khabib Nurmagomedov himself said that Islam's better. Before all this championship stuff happened, when Islam was in the gym and he was like daddy's boy, like daddy loved Islam as well. Everyone in that camp was raving and saying, watch what happens with this kid. Even Khabib was saying that his striking is better than Khabib. I don't understand why people can't wrap their heads around this. I learned this information from Khabib. I learned it from him. He is the one, his family the training partners, that's where I got the information from. That's what I was like, oh, I got to see this guy. Is this guy that good? And sure enough, he started whooping everyone's ass. Okay, this guy's pretty good. I learned it from them. Khabib knows how good he is. And Khabib's proud of it. And Khabib is the type of guy that he doesn't give a shit. He did what he had to do. He did everything he had to do. So if we all forget Khabib, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. New people are going to come in and move on. It's just how it is. And we'll celebrate Islam. Then who knows? Maybe Islam, when he retires, some other guy's going to come in there with a beautiful neck beard and whoop even more ass and do even more stuff. And then we're going to forget Islam. It's life. It's how it works. The problem, the reason why we're going to forget is they all have the same damn beard. They all look alike, right? Everyone looks the same. If we had a little variety, maybe we wouldn't forget. But we don't. We're not getting the variety. With no mustache, we're going to forget. We need star blood in the cage. What do we got here? Volk might be the ugliest dude in the UFC. Well, Jesse disagrees. Jesse thinks Volk is very attractive. In fact, she's going to jump in and tell you how attractive she finds Volkanovski. There is something about Volkanovski. I'll say this. I think he's a gremlin-looking human being. I do. But I think there is something in Volk's eyes. He's got something. He's got that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to sound too gay right now. But Volk's got the twinkle.
Scooch.
Jesse's going to expand on this twinkle over here. Volk's wife is 6'2". Volk is 5'2". I don't know how true that is. Jess, welcome. Why is Volkanovski attractive? What makes him attractive?
Well, he's just attractive.
Guru the Pit says it's a look of a retard. Is that what it is?
What?
Well, I think that Volkanovski, I don't think he's blessed with an attractive look, but I think he's got something in the eyes, right? He's got a twinkle in his eyes. That's what I'm trying to go with here. What do you think? Is that it?
No, I think he's got a nice face.
He has a nice face.
Yeah.
There you go. See, it's the face. It's not even. See, I thought it might have been the eyes. Jesse says the face. Okay, we'll put the poll in the chat. Let's drop this in here. Do you think?
You're asking men.
It's fine. It's okay. Listen, it's not like I'm not saying, hey, would you fuck Volk? I'm asking, do you think he's a heterosexual guy could look at another dude and say, oh, that's a good looking guy. Like, it's not like we're gonna fuck him. Do you think Volk is attractive?
Do you?
No, but I can understand. He's very manly. Like, Volk's a manly man. He is. Like the way Jordan Levitt was talking about him, like when he goes into the gym and he's whooping ass, like he's a manly man. Maybe that's what it is. He's manly. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I have no idea. I wouldn't find him attractive. I am not attracted to Volkanovski. Do you think Volkanovski's more attractive than Potato Nose Conor?
No.
You don't. Okay, I'm gonna show you a picture here. You might change your mind. Okay. Because I got to be honest with you. Ever since Conor bulked up, I'm not as attracted to him, Jesse.
You're attracted to Conor?
I was, Jess, but not anymore. He looks like, here's a picture of him. Okay. I mean, this is not very attractive, Jesse. No, right?
No.
What happened to this guy? The potato nose? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It might be the potato nose. Not very attractive.
He also doesn't have a face for circular glasses.
No, he doesn't. He might want to lose the Harry Potter look. He's trying to be like Mr. Jobs over here, Steve Jobs. Mm-hmm. I'd fuck Steve Jobs over Conor. I'm not going to lie. I would. Yeah, look at him. He's just thinking. So he's got some sort of announcement that's happening tomorrow. Any guess what it is?
Well,
I'm on roids, motherfucker. Imagine he just comes out and says,
I mean, I'm trying to think because, like, the fact that he said he's trying to channel his inner Steve Jobs, I'm trying to make it relative to, like...
You think he has a new phone? The McGregor phone? It's like when you slap it out of someone's hand, it doesn't break. The McGregor phone. That's right. When a fan comes up and you have the McGregor phone, if Conor slaps out of your hand, it does not break. Let's go, baby.
Wonderful.
Maybe it is the McGregor phone. Instead of the iPhone, the McGregor phone.
Yeah.
What is Conor? Okay, ready? Wrong answers only. What is Conor McGregor going to announce tomorrow? Let's see how fucking funny our chat is. Wrong answers only. What is Conor going to announce tomorrow? Here we go. Let's go, chat. Let's go. I have faith in you guys.
Yeah.
Let's see how funny they are. We got a channel. $1.70. There's got to be at least one funny over here. Okay, Jess. What are the announcements over here?
I notice it's a Conor phone. It auto deletes all assault pics. His newest rape allegations.
Okay.
He's announcing he has terminal cancer. He saved 15% on his car insurance. Conor's transitioning. Pocket pussy that won't press charges. Pop her 12. He's straight. He's bailing on Andrew Tate. He's adopting a black son to make the game fair against Chandler. Finally announces he's gay for Dustin. Something with power slap. Oh God, I hope not. Oh my God, I really hope not. I hope you're wrong about that. Conor's gonna team up with Khabib. That's why Khabib retired. That he accidentally threw that chick overboard the yacht. Red panty night is now golden panty night. Genderbender coming out of the filthy closet. He's putting out a turtleneck line of clothing. This is Giovanni. Oh, that was actually a pretty good guess. I could see him doing something like that. McGregor Jr. versus Hasbulla announcement, says Lil Seal. He wants to box Fury after his win. Michael, I brought you a new son. It's Michael's B-Day. That's someone's wife and is in his DMs. He lives on Epstein Island.
Have we found the best answer, Jess?
I like the turtleneck answer. That he's coming out with a new line of turtlenecks.
Okay, I like it. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, I think the right answer, I think it's probably something with Katie Taylor or something. The boxing. He wants to do some like massive boxing event. Some, I don't know, Irish fighter or something like that. I think that's my guess is, or maybe it's another rape thing. Who knows? You never know. But I'm excited. Are you excited about the Ultimate Fighter? We didn't get to. You want me to wait for you to finish? I mean, you could just. Yeah, I'll wait. Let's just wait.
Yes, I'm excited about the Ultimate Fighter.
You are?
Yes.
Yeah, we're not big Ultimate Fighter fans, but Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler should be fun. I don't see how that's not going to be somewhat entertaining. All right, the poll. Let's look at the poll over here. Okay, so do you think Volk is attractive? Very important question over here. We need more votes. I mean, what are you guys doing? I don't understand. You don't know how to vote? It's either yes or no.
Did you expect anything different from a group of men, though? I just don't understand.
Did I expect anything different? No,
I don't think men, not like in a homosexual way. I'm just saying I don't think men really look to see if another man is attractive.
You want me to put the same poll on Twitter? Because that's men and women. I don't understand. Like, do you want me to go to like Bloomingdale's and put a poll? Like, there's like, where am I going to put this thing? I could put it in Twitter.
No, I'm saying I don't
Instagram?
think you're going to get an accurate.
All right, what platform would I get the most accurate vote?
I don't think
I'll put it
anywhere.
right now.
You're asking the MMA community. You're not asking. It's not like you're going out there and asking in the general public. I
got to be honest with you. I think this is pretty accurate, though. If you just look at the numbers, right? 29% say Volk is attractive. 71% say he isn't. Okay. Now I'm going to pull up a picture of Volkanovski, and I'm going to tell you why this is right. Volkswagen. Okay, Alex Volkanovski. Okay. Let's go over to Volk's pictures. Okay. I mean, okay, so here's his latest Getty picture. This is for his profile, okay? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Like, I mean, maybe you have your own taste, but if you just like general taste, if you look at like movie stars and he could be like a Jason Statham with a big schnoz,
Exactly, that's who he reminds me of.
But he's also very short, though, right? How short is he? Like he's not gifted with the height.
Yeah, but
he's got a big honker. He's got no hair. Nothing wrong with that.
Big.
Nah, it's pretty big. That's a pretty big honker, Jess. Here's his wife. What the fuck? Was he with an ostrich over there? What the hell? Is that Marilyn Manson? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, folks. Don't beat me up, please.
Horrible.
Is she all stars in the Dope Show? But that's his wife? Wow. I've never seen it before. Okay, what do you think of his wife? Actually, I think he's hotter than I think she did good. I think he's better looking than her, to be honest. Okay. Wow, she's tall.
No, he's just short.
How tall is Volk? She has a very like I don't know, James Bond like villain, woman like sidekick. I don't know what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah, I don't either.
But she does look like Marilyn Manson. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of creepy, right? Holy shit. We're all stars now in the Dope Show.
Wonderful, wonderful.
He's 5'6". Okay. I'm gonna. Well, she probably. Oh, she doesn't have heels. Does she have heels on? Let's see. Oh yeah, she's got heels on. See, that's not right. She should have took the heels off for the picture. I bet she has very beautiful breasts, though. And a good smelling vagina. So, I'm sure he's fine. Okay. There we go. We got to the bottom of that. Thank you very much. The return of the UFC fighters, Jon Jones, Conor McGregor, and what we have on the thumbnail, the theme of tonight's show. Basically, when I put this poll up and I showed the people, let me ask you if you're surprised by this. I'm going to scroll and refresh. So I asked the people, do you think basically UFC's on the downcline? Okay. And 53% say yes and 47% say no in our community section over here out of like 1,000 votes. Okay. So what do you think about this vote?
I think this is a little more accurate, this vote, because it's kind of like 50-50. I'm on the no side, though. I don't think it's going downhill.
Okay.
I think what's happening is people might be getting distracted by other things that the UFC is doing, and maybe that's giving you like the illusion maybe that it is going downhill, but I don't think it is. Yes, it's different, but everything changes with time. Everything evolves to cater to newer audiences and newer crowds. So in my opinion, I think people are just still trying to wrap their head around different rather than going downhill. Does that make sense? Yeah,
well, I don't disagree. I think, I'm going to play a little devil's advocate here because the UFC is not releasing their pay-per-view numbers. So there's a reason for that.
But they stopped doing that with all cards.
Let me ask you this question.
And they stopped doing that like half a year ago.
Yes. But do you think those cards did well?
I think some of them did do well, yeah. But I think that the UFC is starting to recognize that not releasing their numbers could benefit them more than releasing their numbers.
Well, it's because they're not doing well.
I don't think so. I think that it's just a strategy. It's just a business move. I don't think they're going downhill. I don't think that they're like failing or anything like that. Like I don't think that was the deciding factor for not giving away their numbers. I think that giving away their numbers is a strategy, but not because they're like going downhill. I don't think that's
super chat.
A lot of fans hyping Volk. Keep that same energy. Smiley face.
Yeah, a lot of people are picking Volk. A lot of fighters are picking him. And he's such a massive under that it's like, I get it. He's never lost in the UFC. So, if you're a gambler and you like underdogs, I understand why people would be leaning. Are you picking Volk?
No, I'm picking Makhachev. But I would love to see Volk win. I'm rooting for Volk.
Okay.
But I'm picking Makhachev.
Okay. I still can't wrap my head around the fact that you think this is a strategy that the UFC is not releasing the pay-per-view numbers.
Yeah, every move that the UFC makes is a strategy. Every move.
Yeah, the strategy is not to embarrass themselves.
I don't think so. I really don't. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I don't work for them. I'm just saying I don't see it.
All right, what do you guys think? I mean, we're completely on different sides of that. So Jessie doesn't think, she thinks it's a strategy that the UFC is not releasing the pay-per-view numbers. I think they're horrible. But I do agree with the fact that the UFC, I don't think they're hurting because I think they make money at the gate. They get their sponsors.
They just
They're
raised the
fine.
pay-per-view prices too.
Yeah, they're just going to keep on yanking up the pay-per-view prices. But I do think there's a sense of urgency when you're dragging Jon Jones back and Conor McGregor back in the same year. Like I do think that, and you put in Conor McGregor in the Ultimate Fighter. I think the UFC's like, okay, we need to, let's get this ball rolling a little bit.
It's 1,000% a business move bringing these guys back. These are the names when they were. I'm not saying that they're not as high as they were when Conor and Jon Jones and all of them were in, but I just don't think that they're failing. Like they're going downhill. Does that make sense? Like
no, it doesn't.
Maybe their ratings and stuff are lower now compared to when they had Conor and all of them in, but they're not like on a steady decline.
They're horrific. I'll pull the numbers up. I mean, the numbers that they have showed are so fucking bad. So why would they show bad numbers and keep the good numbers behind closed doors? That makes no sense.
What are you talking about? They don't do that.
They did, yeah. So last year they did release numbers.
They've stopped showing.
No, it was like weird. They would pick and choose. So for instance, like, all right, let's see. Let's look at the. How can I do this? Let's see. UFC pay-per-view numbers.
Wonderful.
Okay, what do we got here? Kainoto.
Hey Moss, please tell us you haven't turned to the light side. We want Mystic Moss, not Mystic Maricone. About the UFC, they've got the best of the best yanking on those business stings. They've got something planned. Too big to fail.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I here's the thing. I believe that the UFC is doing just fine. I don't think they're hurting. I don't think they're going on the downcline.
Then why are you asking if they're going downhill?
I do think their pay-per-view numbers are horrendous right now. And I think they're embarrassed.
Well, that could just be because they raise pay-per-view prices. That might not have anything to do with the fighters that they're bringing in.
I'll tell you what the reason is. Streams. It's the reason. That's the reason.
I think that is also a factor. I'm just saying, like, raising the pay-per-view prices was a big misplay because I can't tell you how many people I've seen just coming into the chat alone complaining about the prices, saying they didn't buy the pay-per-view this week or this month because it was too expensive. So I have a feeling the pay-per-view price thing that they're doing is a very bad move.
Yeah, well, what they're doing is they're not getting good numbers, so they're like, let's squeeze out more money from people that are loyal fans.
Paying, yeah.
It's a horrible strategy.
Yeah,
horrible.
It is, because eventually those fans are going to stop paying too.
But it also could be, and I don't know what the contract's like, but maybe ESPN in the contract with the UFC says, hey, no matter what, we're raising these prices at these dates. Which I think that's the case.
It could be, yeah. Like I said, we don't work for that. We don't know. We're not the ones who wrote the contract. So it could have just been something as simple as that. Maybe they just have a clause that every 6 months or every so many months, they have to raise the prices for this reason or whatever. It could be something very simple, and it might not have anything to do with the UFC's status as far as failing or not.
I think the UFC's bombing on pay-per-views. But they're at the gate. They're doing just fine. Their sponsorships, they're still on ESPN, so they're still making a lot of money. Their merchandise, whatever. Any way that the UFC makes money, they're making it. It's just not on their pay-per-views. And you know what? If anything, you know who this hurts? It doesn't hurt the UFC as much. It hurts the fighters because the championship fighters get pay-per-view buys. So, So the UFC. This is what I'm thinking is happening here. I think the UFC's hiding the numbers because they're embarrassed.
I don't think so.
Okay. And the fighters are not making a bunch of money. They're taking the worst hit on this. So their bread and butter is not, maybe it's not making the pay-per-view. The pay-per-view buys don't really mean that much anymore to them. Maybe it's other ways of generating revenue, whether it's social media. I said all the other ways. But regardless of the fact, they have these superstars coming back, and I guarantee you. So let me ask you this question. After Jon Jones' pay-per-view, will they show the numbers? Since you don't think they won't.
No, I don't think they will.
Would you like to place a bet?
If you want, it doesn't matter to me whether they do or don't. You just ask me if I think they will, and I don't.
I guarantee. Well, let me just say this. I'm more confident with Conor. Like, Conor is a lock. Dana White will be the first person to make sure those numbers are out there. Mm-hmm. Because they're already talking about it. Like, they're already talking about 2 million pay-per-view buys and this and that. Like, Ariel was throwing it out there. I guarantee as soon as Conor McGregor fights Michael Chandler, they're going to talk about the record at the gate,
Let's keep
record
in mind
here, record
too,
there.
Another reason that maybe they're not telling the pay-per-view numbers now is because with all of this, and I'm not blaming like Logan Paul or anything like that. I'm just using this as an example, so please don't take it literally. But like, think about like Logan Paul talking about fighter pay and all that stuff, right? There's a big uproar right now about fighter pay. So what if they're not releasing the pay-per-view numbers to try and mitigate like the amount of people coming after the UFC for not paying the fighters enough? What if releasing those pay-per-view numbers just adds fuel to the fire to those who are coming after the UFC?
I don't think that's it.
It's something to think about.
I think I think their numbers are bombing, and they're like, let's do a little damage control, because you don't want Paul brothers showing better numbers than them. You don't want Bellator pay-per-views or PFL pay-per-views. You don't want any of these pay-per-views showing better numbers, because that depreciates the value of the business. So I think they're hiding it. And as soon as they have a big pay-per-view, as soon as those numbers are accurate, they're going to throw them out there in everyone's face. Look at the pay-per-view buys. Like, once again, the UFC is top dog. I am a massive fan of the UFC. And all I want them to do is succeed, because without the UFC, there would be no us. But even if we weren't doing this YouTube channel, I just love it. I love watching the UFC. I love their product very much. So I want them to succeed. I'm not one of these yentas out there that are trying to bring them down and criticize them for power slap and this and that. All I'm trying to do is say, okay, this is in front of my eyes. What are they trying to do with this? I'm trying to figure out the business, why they're trying to go attack things in certain ways. Are they doing well? Are they not doing well? I would assume they are still doing fine, but the pay-per-view is not. That's what I think over there.
The reason why I can't get on board is because it seems like you're just sticking with one argument throughout the entire
No, I just
thing.
mentioned another.
I understand, but what I'm saying is, like, it just doesn't feel like, it kind of feels like you're just running on a theory.
No, it's not a theory. Give me the proof.
Exactly.
So I work with numbers. I work with numbers. That's how I work here, right? In 2023, they did release some numbers strategically. So hold on, 2023. Let's see, UFC pay-per-view buys. Let's see what numbers we got out there. Okay, UFC 284 pay-per-view buys trending surpassed Conor McGregor. So they're tracking these numbers to be pretty high. I think they bombed Islam versus Oliveira. I think their pay-per-view numbers are terrible for that, and they buried it.
They're not I don't think they're burying anything. Like,
I think they did.
I don't know what this weird thing. Like, I don't know.
Because here's the thing. What's the other reason? I
disagree. Like, there's no point in going in circles. We're just literally saying the same thing over and over again.
I wish I could pull up the fucking numbers here. So if the pay-per-view buys on Tapology, they're all scattered, right? So if you look at their pay-per-view buys over here, okay, and you got like your 2007, 2012, 2020, like 2020, okay, McGregor versus Cerrone. Let's see. I'm looking for 2022. Nothing. Nowhere to be found. 2020. Okay, I'm really going down now. Okay, here we go. 2020. But boom. Miocic versus, it's 2020, excuse me. 2022, excuse me. It's Canelo. Okay, we go down some more. 20. Damn, look how far down. Now we're at the 400,000. Holy smokes. Not even 2021. What the hell? What is going on? Dude, it's something wild, man. I don't know. It's too fishy. It's too fishy for me, man.
I don't know. I think you're diving down this like weird wormhole.
I'm not the only one that thinks this.
Wonderful.
Adam.
You wouldn't tell anybody the amount of money in your bank account, so why tell the amount of numbers that you're pulling? It could have something to do with fighter pay.
That's exactly what I just said. It could have something to do with fighter pay.
So because it's the brand, it's the business, this is what they've been doing the whole time.
But they stopped for a reason.
So you're saying they don't want to let any of the numbers out anymore so they can keep paying the fighters nothing?
I think it could be adding fuel to the fire by releasing their pay-per-view numbers, because they're already under fire for
we'll place a bet.
How much they're paying their fighters.
Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler, I guarantee they release the numbers. So
even if they do, that doesn't.
So why would they release that?
The argument is releasing certain pay-per-view numbers could add fuel to the people attacking the UFC, right? So like, even if they did release it for this one card, because everyone knows it's going to do well, people expect it. But for the other cards that they're not releasing the numbers for, people have no clue how much they're selling.
So you're saying they had massive pay-per-views last year?
I didn't say that.
Pay-per-view buys.
I did not say that. I'm saying.
Okay.
What?
So, all right. We still disagree on that. But let me know in the chat what you think. I mean, I don't know, man. I appreciate the other side, but I like severely disagree. I mean, they brag. It's all about bragging about their numbers just to grow their brand. It makes no sense.
AMC Theatres is going to start charging more for premium seating. Middle-level seats are going to go way up compared to right in front of screen, all because bad ticket sales. UFC will do something similar. We will find out what it is soon.
Yeah, I have a feeling the pay-per-view motto eventually has got to go. You just can't keep on jacking up the price because the internet always wins. Everyone's gonna find ways to watch these fights. So pay-per-views most likely are going to be a dinosaur thing. Like we're gonna look. I don't know how far ahead. But like, what are they gonna start doing? They're gonna start charging $200 for pay-per-views? Like, it's insane.
Well, that's exactly what I see them doing. I see them weeding out the people who do pay for every pay-per-view, regardless of what the card is. They're gonna milk them for everything they can get. The problem with that strategy is eventually those people will stop paying too, and then where's their money gonna come from? It's just going to come from people who go to watch the fights live.
Yeah, they make a lot of money at the gate and sponsors. So, I mean, that's weird, though. If they're not getting a lot of... Well, yeah, actually, what am I saying? Even if they don't have many pay-per-view buys, but people are illegally streaming it, people are still going to want to sponsor it because people are still watching the event. And it's about exposure. Mm-hmm. So you could monetize it with sponsors saying... But you just can't track the numbers then.
That's the thing. They lose their sponsorships because their sponsors can't track exactly how many views they're getting because everyone's stealing streams.
You have to have a one price for everything
package. It's like a complete
package.
Domino effect. Yeah, the UFC's making a bad move. And I'm not... Listen, I could be completely off here. I run a business, but I don't run the UFC. So it could be a way different freaking world, and maybe they're making the best moves for the UFC for all we know. But from my perspective where I am, I would just say it's not a good move what they're doing. With the
raising the prices, I mean, I don't think anyone would think that's a good move for sure. It's strange. It really is interesting. I'm fascinated how the UFC grew so quick to become one of these like top tier sports. If you think about it, what the UFC has done, we've never seen before.
Well, the good thing that
as quick, you know,
the UFC, what they have to stand on is they are the biggest MMA organization out there. So as long as they keep that status, I think they're going to be perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's not changing anytime soon.
Yeah.
But there are people that chipping away, trying to discredit the face in Dana White. There are people that are saying power slap being attached.
Dana White discredited his own face on
Well,
New
yeah,
Year's
I mean,
Eve.
they have something to work with. They do. Dana didn't help himself. And power slap doesn't help either. It doesn't. Because you got guys, let me put it to you this way. You got guys like Steve-O. You got to watch his podcast. See, I'm not a big Steve-O podcast guy, but his one with Chael Sonnen was pretty decent because they stayed, they spoke about MMA, and Steve-O was shitting on power slap. And this he's putting in jeopardy his front row free tickets. Like he should be sucking off Dana. He's not. He's like, I do jackass. I shove alligators up my ass. But I think this is too far. If you have Steve-O...
He said that about the pay-per-view prices?
No, I'm joking, but he basically said, no, not pay-per-view, but no, I'm talking about power slap.
Yeah.
No, Steve-O is dead against power slap. He thinks it is just dumb. And it's hilarious because...
it is dumb.
But it's hilarious when you have a guy like Steve-O from Jackass.
But is he saying it's dumb because of the dangers, or it's dumb
He just thinks it's stupid. It's not a sport,
of
right?
the viewing.
No, he thinks it's not a sport. He thinks it won't last. He thinks it's just not something.
Yeah, because it's very repetitive, and there's no defense from either fighter. Like, it doesn't make sense, really. It's not like an MMA fight where anything could happen in 3 rounds.
Okay, but think of the point here. Steve-O, he made a living off of humiliating himself, naked, squishing his penis, doing all this crazy stuff to make a buck. And now he's criticizing Dana White for power slap. That just doesn't look good, right? So if you're just a fan and you're watching this, you're like, wow, this is really bad. If you got guys like Steve-O shitting on it when he loves Dana. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You have people that are butt buddies with Dana White shitting on it.
Or even saying that they don't think it's...
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I get it, but I don't know. Did he go elaborate on his reasons for not liking it?
Him and Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen said it's not a sport. He's very crafty. Chael's crafty because he's like, I got to see more of it and this and that. But he kind of put it down where Steve-O was like, no, this is not my thing.
I think Chael probably has more to lose by just sitting there shitting on it. Either way.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I mean, I think, like I said before, I think Power Slap and everything else that the UFC is doing, I think people are getting distracted by that, and they're taking it as the UFC is failing in other areas. I don't think that's what's going on.
Yeah.
I think the UFC is just trying to throw endeavors in other directions just to try and accumulate a different audience. I think that's all they're trying to do.
So I think Power Slap is only going to help the UFC.
Yeah, it's a whole different type of audience, I guess.
We're talking about it. It's going viral on social.
Yeah.
The TV numbers are not as bad as everyone's making it sound. And even if TBS doesn't pick it up, you mean to tell me another network's not going to pick this shit up?
Yeah.
Of course they are. Power Slap, people are talking about it. Everyone said the UFC was human cockfighting, cage fighting, whatever you want to call it. It was barbaric. And look what Dana White did. Anytime someone says, hey, this is not going to fucking work, Dana doubles down.
Yeah.
He makes sure that shit works.
I don't
Power Slap is not going to be a one-year thing.
Well, I don't necessarily know how you can double down on Power Slap, to be honest. Like,
no, he's
the
going
UFC,
to find more clever ways to market it. That's what he's going to do.
I don't. How much more? I mean, I can't understand any other way you could market that. It's just two guys standing there slapping each other.
You and me will never understand that. That's why we're not doing what he's doing. Dana White, that's why he is who he is. He can take a thing like Power Slap and make it super popular.
Well, we'll see. I'm not going to get that far into the future. I mean, I hope you're right. I hope that he's successful with it because it can only help them. But I can't imagine how he would make that happen.
What do you think about in the chat about this whole Power Slap thing? I know I am definitely in the minority with this, but I'm not saying I love Power Slap. I'm not saying it's like my favorite show out there. I think it's stupid in the house. But the actual slapping thing, I think is hilarious. I do. Like, I want to watch a live event. I can't wait.
Well, I don't understand.
I want to watch it.
What's funny about it?
I think it's hysterical watching people just go into a coma immediately. I love it. I love watching people stiff on the ground. No, it's not me. It's not my family members. It's just knuckleheads that just want to make $2,000. I don't care. I don't fucking care. Like, I got to be honest with you. When someone's on the ground.
If it's for you, then nobody can change that.
Think about this. If I'm watching a UFC fight, I like watching someone getting elbowed in the face on the ground. I like it.
Well, I think a UFC fight's much different, Moss. I mean, you can't even compare.
You're on the ground.
A lot different.
How many times do you see a helpless guy on the ground just getting cracking elbows?
Themselves in a UFC fight. They're not defending themselves in Power Slap. There's no coin flip to see who goes first in a UFC fight. You're
thinking too much about it. It's just stripped down nonsense.
It's silly.
It is silly. I agree. I'm not saying it's a sport. I'm not saying it's that.
Do you think it should be a sanctioned?
No, I don't.
So then what? I don't understand.
But it is, and I enjoy it.
You're contradicting yourself.
No, I don't think it should be sanctioned. I think it's crazy. But you know what? I got to be honest with you. If I was a normal human being, I wouldn't be watching men and women in cages fight. It's not fucking normal.
It's true, but
it's not normal.
Men and women in cages fighting has been happening for a long time, since well before you started watching. I mean, it's not like something that people just came up with off the top of their head because they were bored one night.
Who am I to criticize Power Slap when I watch a sport where a guy can put a shin upside someone's head and nearly kill them?
You are a consumer of their product. You have every right to criticize.
Exactly.
You just said, "Who am I to criticize?"
Exactly.
That doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
I love
you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, man. Like, I think it's so hypocritical of people to criticize Power Slap when we watch the UFC. Yes, it's not a sport. I'm with you on that. But who gives a fuck? Don't watch it. If you don't want to watch fucking knuckle. I loved bum fights. I loved it. When bum fights was a thing on VHS, and my buddy Scott we would have a party at his house. We'd get drunk and he would throw bum fights in there. I was in. When Faces of Death was a thing, and college kids were throwing themselves off a roof with cords too long hooked up to their fucking ankles, and they just splat on the floor and die. I don't know if it was real or not, but I fucking loved it. I loved every minute of it. And maybe I'm a horrible human being for saying this. So put it in front of me. If it's a train wreck, I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to laugh. I was getting criticized for laughing. There are so many soft men out there. So many of them. Soft. You touch them, squishy men out there that just jump in our comments and be like, how could you laugh at that man frozen on the ground after? Easy! It's the easiest fucking thing in the world. I will laugh every fucking time at a dumb person holding a pool noodle behind his back and getting slapped and knocked out. Yes, I need that. I need it in my life. If you're having a bad day,
Yeah.
okay? You're having a bad day. You're at work, and your boss is getting on you, and you just can't you're looking at the clock. You're waiting for that day to expire. You're like, I just got to get home, eat dinner, sit in front of the TV and veg out. And you watch two human beings slapping the shit out of each other. That's great. It's an escape.
Yeah, the only thing that I can kind of agree with is these guys put themselves in there. It's not like anyone forces them to do it. So, like, when the people who are saying, "Oh, how could you laugh?" I mean, they're doing it to themselves. You know, like it's not like they're being forced in, like they're slaves and they're being forced in there to get the shit kicked out of them, and then it's there for our entertainment. It's not like that at all. So that's the one thing I can agree with. Like, I don't know how you could get offended.
I'm not doing it.
You know, they're walking in there on their own free will.
I love the UFC. We have been cage side to a lot of the regional promotions out there. We've done play-by-play. I've done cage interviews where I'm interviewing a guy where his face is falling apart. Like, I would have a mic next to their face, and they look like they're just melting in front of me because they just got carved up by their opponent. I could never do that. I could never get in there and do that. I am not the man that these people are. These people are on another level of athlete and human being. I'm too much of a pussy. I can't do it. The women, too. Couldn't do it. I'm not going to criticize it. I'm going to enjoy it. They want to do it. Let them do it. If people want to do steroids, let them do fucking steroids. I don't care. Just entertain me,
Okay,
please.
you're crossing a line, Moss.
Just entertain me. That's all I want. This doesn't hurt the UFC in any way.
You're sitting there eating your grapes with your crown on your head.
Just fucking feed me grapes and let me watch people slap each other. I mean, I'm not gonna like run home and watch Power Slap.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna do that.
It's not something that you like are looking forward to
No.
every week. It's just,
but if it's on, I'll watch it.
Yeah, if you're like scrolling through channels and you come across that,
yeah,
you're gonna sit down and watch it because it's so stupid. It's like caters to that mindless part of you. It's like, what do you call it? Mindless entertainment.
Yeah, I was scrolling through TikTok, right? I was scrolling through this TikTok. I don't know how fucking people. It's like grown men. Hello there, and doing these dance moves.
But you get caught in it, don't you? It's
and I'm
mindless
watching this,
entertainment.
and I'm watching. I'm like, this is just as bad as Power Slap.
Yeah,
it's just as bad.
It's so mindless and so simple to just sit there. And scroll.
That's what people want. So all this viral stuff that's going out on the internet, it's just helping the UFC. People are talking about it, you know? So it is what it is with that whole Power Slap thing. Do I think the product is a little watered down, though, now? The UFC.
The UFC?
A tad.
No.
Yes.
How?
It is. This is why I say this. I still love the product. But when COVID hit, the UFC was so good. It was so good. Like, the events were bangers.
They were getting hit on every angle.
They were amazing. Like, there were cards during COVID that I was like, well, this is the best era of the UFC ever. Like, it's like weekend after weekend of just craziness. And then after the pandemic subsided, the UFC threw together, a shitty event here, a shitty event there. And it took a dip. We got spoiled. People were getting COVID. People were dying from the fucking shot or whatever the hell they were dying from. But we had some great content. And then COVID stopped and everything else got ruined.
But I wonder if you feel that way maybe because of everything else that was going on in the real world. It was just a better distraction for you because it was like the only sport that you thoroughly enjoyed that was still running.
But the events were good.
At the time.
No, the events were good.
Yeah, they were. But what I'm saying is, like, I think maybe everything felt more amplified entertainment-wise for you because of everything that was going on. And then once everything started to die down, people weren't scared of COVID anymore and all that stuff. Then you started feeling like it was watered down because you're not getting that same, like,
I'm just thinking about
force-fed feeling.
It's not impossible. I'll say that. It's not impossible. But I remember the 2 years and weekend after weekend saying these fights are tremendous. Like, it's not like because we have nothing else. It was just the fights were so damn good.
Yeah.
And I think there was, I think the fighters might have been a little amped up more because there's nothing else going. They're all cooped up with masks on, stuck in their fucking house, staying away from society. So when they get in that cage, they want to fuck people up. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's transferred over to the fighters as well. I don't know. But I feel now there are good events, but they're not banger after banger like during COVID. So I think that's where the dip happened. Is the sport going downhill? No. I don't think so. I just think we're just having a little dip.
But every company, every sport has that, though. And you kind of need it, honestly, in order to figure out other areas and strategies to grow.
Yes.
So I don't think it's like that big of a deal. All that to come to the same conclusion, Moss.
I know you don't like when that happens, but I could tie it all together. That's why they pay me the big bucks around here. I made about $10 tonight, but listen, this is why I made that $10.
Yeah.
Aw, super chat.
Make that 15. Joseph, what's up, Joseph?
They can fix their PPV problems with Nama Yunus Esparza 3.
Oh God.
Great solution right there. I love that.
Oh God. Can you imagine just paying $80 for that?
Oh boy.
I'd power slap myself.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I predict that the UFC will still have PPV, but they'll start charging people per matchup. You don't want to spend a lot? You only get the poor people package, which is only prelims.
You know what?
You only want the
A la
last four
carte.
fights. Prepare to pay way more.
You know what, Kainoto? Like, I know you're probably just throwing jokes in there, but I could see the UFC doing something like that. Like, way down the road when they're desperate enough to... Like, I could see them, like Ma said, a la carte, just, you know... You could pay for the prelim card. You could, you know what I mean? Like,
Don't give him any ideas.
I could see them doing that. All jokes aside, I could see them doing it.
One price, whole year. I would pay. I mean, we pay anyway, so it's not like... I honestly... But it is true, yeah. Like, if you don't want to watch the prelims,
Yeah.
but you just want to watch the main event,
Yeah, pay only this price.
let's look at this card this weekend. Let me see what I would pay for. I love this main event. Like, I am, like, genuinely excited about the main event. But then you go to the co-main event, which is still going to be a good fight. It's just a massive dip in, like, star power.
Yeah.
You know? But just the main event alone. Like, I said it before, I'll say it again. The main event alone, Obama versus Volkanovski, Jess. Which I don't understand. How does Makhachev look like Obama in this picture? Like, I never understood that in Tapology. Did you explain that?
No,
Why does he look like Barack Obama?
he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
Wonderful, wonderful.
He sure does. But no, this fight alone for me worth the $80. I usually never say that, but I'm so interested in the outcome of this fight and how this is going to go down. Even though I think Islam is just going to murder him, I'm still interested because people are super high on Volk. He's never lost in the UFC. Could be a double champ. It's interesting. But would you say it's worth the 80?
No, I
Okay.
don't think so.
Okay.
I know you probably think so, right? I think you're pretty amped up about this fight.
I love it. I love this matchup. I really do.
But I don't know if you're asking if this alone, like, fuck the rest of the card. Is that what you're saying? Is
Yeah,
this
like
alone
for instance, boxing, right? Boxing, you
Yeah,
pay
you're paying for one
$80
fight,
for
pretty
one
much.
fight. They have other fights
Yeah,
on there.
I don't. Listen. I guess it is worth a little bit of a higher price than the original $50 that they used to charge, because it is, you know, a double champ fight. But I don't know if I could justify $80.
Oh, listen.
for this
Okay.
fight.
All right. I get what you're saying. $80 is too expensive for any of this stuff. I'm a cheap bastard. I understand that. But it is $80, the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I can't
So-
justify that
so
it's worth.
What I'm saying, though, even though pay-per-views are $80, we're going to pay it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I love this fight so much that it kind of softens the blow because the whole card, I'm going to be
Yeah, it's a great
anticipating
fight.
this fight.
But I'm not like. I think for me it would still be in the back of my head that we blew $80 on this.
I understand
You
what
know?
you're saying. I understand what you're saying. So, all right. So you're saying no.
I don't think it's worth. No.
I agree with you that $80 is too expensive for pay-per-views. I don't think anyone would disagree with that.
No, I'm
Okay.
saying I don't think it's worth I don't think this fight sells the card.
Okay.
If that's what you're asking.
Okay. All right.
But it is a
Islam-
fantastic fight. I don't want to say that because people are going to be like, oh, she doesn't think that Makhachev versus Volkanovski is a good fight. That's not what
think
I'm
it's
saying
great.
at all. Like, in no way am I saying that this is not a good. This is a fantastic
I'll
fight.
repeat the question again so you can understand it.
Yeah, I just
and-
don't
and
think
answer
that this
appropriately.
one fight sells the entire card.
$80, there's nothing we could do about it.
Right.
That's the pay-per-view price, right?
And you're saying does this
So
fight...
I'm saying this fight alone, I don't even give a fuck what's next on there. I'm going to pay for it because I want to see this fight so bad.
Right. So
That's what
I'm
okay.
saying I care more. If I'm going to pay that price, I care more about the other fights as well.
Okay.
Like this fight
It's
plus
not
the
enough.
other fights. Yes.
Okay, it's not enough.
Yes.
Fair.
I
All
don't know
right.
any other way to word that.
Okay. So, and you're probably in the majority. I would think a lot of people agree with you on that. I am so excited. I don't know why. You know, this is why I'm excited about this fight. Okay. This guy could potentially be the next Khabib, if not way more.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This guy also is responsible for handing us 500,000 views. You look at our highest rated fucking video, 500,000 views, UFC 280. If anyone was going to say this before the stream happened, I would have never believed them. Never. If someone were to say to me, Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev would be able to produce that, I wouldn't believe him. Now, you did have Sean O'Malley on that card, yes. Maybe he helped. But Aljamain Sterling? Like, is he the guy that helps? Well, maybe he is.
Well, people
or too
were-
highs of Aljo. I don't know. Maybe
people were on the Sterling thing because of the whole Jan
Maybe it's Jan?
fiasco that was happening. Like, there's a
TJ?
story behind that fight. It's not like, oh, it's just Jan Sterling.
We're going to find out a lot during this stream. We're going to find out a lot because, like I said, our biggest stream ever, UFC 280, headlined by Islam Makhachev. If this stream...
What's the co-main? Is it Rodriguez?
Okay, so we'll go back to the card. But, this is why I'm saying, like, hey, man, this guy was leading. This guy's legit. Like, there might be something here with this guy.
Let's see. I'm pretty sure Yair Rodriguez is the co-main, right?
Yes. So Yair versus the Vampire
Emmett.
Man.
Okay. So
Josh,
that's a
the
decent
Vampire
fight. Not something,
It's a great fight. Listen,
yeah, it's a pretty decent fight.
as for an interim belt. Mm-hmm. So something to...
This is for an interim belt?
Yes. Which bothers
Wow,
me a little
really?
bit. Yeah,
It's
it
for the
bothers me.
interim featherweight championship. I
Yep.
did not know that.
Just to sell pay-per-views.
Okay. Well, then that makes it a little more exciting. All right, let's see who else is on the main card.
But does it, though?
It
Like,
does. I
because-
think when you add any kind of title in there, it makes it exciting.
Here's my problem, okay? If this was an interim strap because, someone is not staying active or injured and they just can't get back in there, so you put this interim up there, you want to sell some pay-per-views, fine. But the main event has the guy that actually has the fucking belt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, of
Volkanovski
course.
actually has the belt. So it feels weird. Like, this feels like it
I see
shouldn't
what
be an
they're
interim
doing.
strap.
I see what they're doing. They're trying to, like, I guess...
Sell pay-per-views and tickets.
I understand what they're doing because Volkanovski technically, like, if we were to get down into semantics, some people could argue that Beneil Dariush was more deserving of this fight, right? And that they just kind of handed this to Volkanovski for the double champ thing and for
Wait, hold
marketing
on.
reasons.
Dariush is not even, he's 155.
No, I'm talking about for Volkanovski.
Oh, for the main event?
Yeah.
Yeah, forget that.
For marketing reasons and all that. But the UFC obviously capitalized on something that people are going to be more attracted to. So this interim
I hate this.
championship,
I like the
I
fight.
think is just like a way to put like a little bit more oomph and to kind of keep the fans at a standstill with the division and not like, not freak out like, oh, it should have been this way or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I just hate it. I hate this. I hate a forced interim strap. This is so forced to put people in the building. People are already going to be there in Australia. They're going to sell out. They'll be
Yeah.
fine. The Aussie fans are they're badass. They'll sell this out. So they're trying to do this for pay-per-views? Come on.
I
Stop it.
think they're trying to keep fans at bay a little bit too.
All right, I want to know in the
featherweight
chat, what do you
division.
think about this featherweight, this interim strap, when your champ
like
is
it.
already fighting on the main card? Like,
I like it. I'm not
It's
complaining.
weird.
I'm not complaining.
so forced. By the way, I'm very happy for Randy Brown. Very happy for him. He's on the main card. He's fighting a stud in Madalena. But he's the third fight from the top. Massive opportunity for Rude Boy. So I'm rooting hard for a Rude Boy. I think he's going to get demolished. And I love Randy Brown. He's been on the show. Really good guy. Super nice guy. But I feel like Madalena's going to just run him over. But this is a massive opportunity for him. So as a fan, as a host that's had him on the show, I'm excited. But does this help sell the pay-per-view? No. I know people are probably like, wait, what? Randy Brown's on the main card? Madalena? Really? You got Taffa versus Parker Porter. What the fuck? I mean, you got your Aussie peeps there. I guess that's what it is. You got Jimmy Crew versus Alonzo Menafield. If you look at this main card, okay, just as a fan perspective, right? And I'm not trying to shit on the UFC because, like I said, I already said the main event alone, to me, sells it. I'm good. I'm in. And I think these fights are actually going to be decent fights. But if you think pay-per-view main card, I see Fight Night. In fact, like Yair Rodriguez versus Josh Emmett is a main event of a Fight Night. Randy Brown versus Jack Madalena is a great fight, but that's a co-main event to a Fight Night. Justin Taffa versus Parker Porter, Fight Night. Menafield versus Crute. I mean, Crute's a beast. And Menafield, he's scary. That's a Fight Night. So I understand why people are shitting on this card saying it's not that strong. When it comes to name value, casual fans, are they going to be delighted? I still think they're banging matchups. Like these matchups, we're seeing carnage. There's no doubt about it. So as just a fan of the sport, I'm good with it. I don't hate it. But if you're just if you're like a come and go fan, right? And you look at this card, you're not going to be delighted by this. You're going to be like, get the hell out of here with this. But if you're a hardcore fan, I don't know how you're not excited about this card. I have no fucking idea. I think these matchups are fun. I mean, Parker Porter, maybe we could have switched that up. Taffa versus Porter. I don't know. Who put Tyson Pedro versus Bukowskis. Throw them on the main card. I don't know. Actually, there's really not much you could really switch up. Yeah, you go down to the... Yeah, Tugakov. Let's see. Yeah, man, you look at the prelims. Boy, oh boy. Probably good fights. But boy, wow. Like, if you look at the entire card, you know, if you're not a UFC fan, I could understand why you're skipping. You're not paying the $80. I get it. I want to know your thoughts in the chat about this event. 13 fights on the card. You do have a forced interim strap in the co-main. Still really fun fight. But the strap thing is a little weird. You got Randy Brown versus Madalena in the third fight from the top. Very interesting card they're putting together here. Kendall, what up, Kendall? How you doing?
Vibe was amazing this weekend. Goldie, Big Mo and I love you all. Dada and Shaq say hello.
Nice.
Gonna leave him a whole review. Plaza accept my glab smile. Gemstone, heart.
Please accept my... thank you, Kendall. Appreciate the $4.99. That was very nice of you. I saw she was at BYB. By the way, BYB's doing some really cool things. They really are. They had Shaquille O'Neal hanging out over there. Goldie was on the 1 and 2s. That's not right. Goldie was doing the announcing. You had Malinaji there as well. They're putting on fun events. I did see a couple of their fighters. Thank you, Kendall. I think she's, throwing the name out there, which I really do appreciate. Go to all the events. Shout out the MMA-Holes. I appreciate that. And we will have some BYB fighters on for sure. Some real fun talent. I like what they're doing. I do. I'm interested in seeing some of their stuff. I know I'm a little casual when it comes to BYB because BKFC we spent a little bit more time on, but I'm willing to see some more BYB stuff. They definitely doing cool stuff. Did you see Big Mo next to Shaq?
No.
Check this out.
Probably like the same height.
Big Mo actually was dwarfed.
No.
It's crazy.
He's huge.
He is. He's 6'7"?
Oh my God.
Dude, it's crazy, man. I was like, he's shorter than I mean, we know how big Shaq is. Look at this. If Big Mo didn't have his...
It's not dwarfed by
that's
much.
That's dwarfed. Big Mo's 6'7".
Get out of here.
That's dwarfage, baby. Look at Shaq. Just chill.
Those are two big boys.
Is that not crazy? Is that not nuts?
That's two big boys right there.
Big Mo's 6'7". Dude, what?
Wow. That's insane.
Big Mo had a shaved head, Jess. I mean, Jesus. That's nuts, right?
That is pretty crazy.
Good for Big Mo, though, man. I love that he's doing well.
Yeah. Yeah,
by the way,
if it should happen to anyone. It should happen to him.
I should see if Big Mo wants to do Contender Series. Oh, by the way, Kendall, we've been talking to Hector. We'll see what happens. Like, he's seen... I don't know if... I know the language thing. I know he speaks English, but I still feel like there's a disconnect in our conversation. He says he's interested. He's in. But it's like this, like... He's like, how do I do? Like, Skype and... I don't know. I'm going to keep pushing. I want to talk to him.
Have him on the show?
He scares the fuck out of me. And I'm going to tell him.
He should scare the fuck out of you.
This is a true story. I'm going to tell it.
He should scare the fuck out of everybody.
I tell you what, Hector Lombard, I don't want anything to do with him. I'm terrified of the guy. This is a true story. We were at Triton fights. Now it's a flex fights, right? And I will go up to anybody and just start fucking mouthing off. I do it to anybody. People triple my size. Hector's smaller than me, like height-wise smaller than me, but he's like this.
Yeah.
So I'm walking through the fucking crowd, and I notice Hector in the crowd there, right? I got the camera going, this and that. I didn't go.
Okay, good.
I chickened out.
Woo.
I couldn't go to Hector.
No,
I mean,
that was called instinct, Moss.
Dude, I was like, this guy's gonna fuck me up.
Yeah,
I've had people, like I've said the most fucked up things to people. And no fear.
Well, at least
Balls
you have the
steel.
common sense not to do that.
I am legit scared of Hector Lombard. Like, no doubt. I looked at him across the room. I'm like, I'm not going next to that guy. I say the wrong thing. My head's knocked off across. Dude is so intimidating looking. It's bizarre. So I'm gonna tell him that story. I'm gonna try to drag him on and tell him
that, you know?
He's got that. Yeah. Oh, he scares the shit out of me, man. Even though he's down, he's not. Oh, Sonosi.
Oh, like Sonosi would run up to Hector Lombard
promise you,
do it?
when I get to the next event in East Coast, I am bringing you. I'm going to trot you around and put microphones in front of people. Trust me.
It's easy to talk shit
talk to anybody.
from here, Sonosi.
But Hector, I couldn't do it. I've said some fucked up shit to people.
Oh, God.
But yeah, Hector, I couldn't do it. It was weird. That was the only guy.
That's funny.
I mean, I told Jon Jones to his face I'm a Daniel Cormier fan. Now, granted, it was a camera thing, but still, I told him. And I would tell him to his face. I don't give a fuck.
He handled that well. He just walked away.
He did walk away.
Yeah.
I would never say something like that to Hector, even through video. Even through a video call, I would never say that to Hector. Never. Because he would find a way to find us. And I think he would shank me. I don't know. I have a feeling like you don't fuck with Hector Lombard. You just don't do it.
Aw, super chat.
Hector beat me in a cage with my own pillow at Goat Shed. I wasn't scared, but I swear he hit me so hard it almost popped the fluff out of the sack.
Listen, I know Hector's best days are behind him
That's
when it comes to
kinda funny.
fighting. I would never fuck with that dude, man.
That's funny.
That dude is wild. He's just got that look in his. He's got the look in his eyes, man. He's got that. Anyway, look at Goldie next to. I know I'm all over the place here, but Goldie next to Shaq. This is pretty funny. Alrighty. Oh, where's the stand-up? Shit, there was a stand-up picture. Did BYB put it out there? Mike Goldberg was smart enough to put the picture of him sitting with him, with Shaq, right? But I think BYB did him dirty. You just don't. You try not to stand next to Shaq. You just can't do that. Okay, let's see. Wait, this is him sitting too. Where's the picture? I can't find it. If someone could find the picture of Goldberg standing next to Shaq.
Why was he was
so
probably
funny,
ultimately
man. Oh my
dwarfed.
God, it's like up to his. That's crazy, man. He's so big. He's massive. All right, anyway.
I would like to see you standing next to Shaq.
I think I'm a little shorter than Goldie, right? How tall is Goldberg? He's like 5'11".
Are you shorter than Goldie?
I think so. Yeah, Mike Goldberg. Let's see. How tall is he?
Are you really?
I think I am, yeah.
I thought you guys were like the same height.
Let's see. I'm 5'4", so I mean, I'm shorter than a lot of people.
It's H-E-I-G-H.
Yeah.
5'5".
No, that's not the same guy.
It says 5'5".
No, it's not 5'5". Stop it.
It says 5'5" right there.
Then he's taller
It
than
said
me, Jess.
168 inches.
He's 5'10". All right, so we're around the same height. I mean, yeah, 5'10". They're saying.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
saying.
so you guys
We're gonna
are
have to
about
go
the
back
same
to back. Me and
Yeah.
Goldie gonna have to go back to back.
You guys are about the same height.
I gotta put shoes on.
Yeah. Get your platforms out.
I gotta put heels on, so I'm not completely dwarfed.
Oh, God.
She said 5'5".
It said it on good. I swear to God. Show them what I said so I don't look like an idiot. It actually did say 5'5". It said Mike Goldberg, 5'5".
Wrong.
That's what it said.
Wrong, you're a liar.
I swear to God, it said that.
All right. Anyway, so this card over here. So what do you guys think? Like I said, we got the co-main event. That's the interim strap. You got Randy Brown. I mean, I'm incredibly happy for Randy over here. It does fall off tremendously when you're looking at the names, just name value alone on this card, on the prelims. So the prelims are going to be a weird go. Like, man, look at this. All the way up. Like, you got Pedro versus Bukauskas, which is a good fight. I do like that fight. And these matchups will probably be fun fights, but it's so wild. Like, this is really lacking names.
Jimmy Crew and Alonzo Menafield. That's a good one.
Listen, the matchups are good.
I like that.
You're a UFC fan, though.
Hold on. Justin Taffa. Cooley Bow.
All right, what do you think about the main card?
Oh, he's fighting a Russian.
What do you think? Yeah, Bernie, I'm 5'4". What do you think about this main card?
The main card?
Yeah. For a
Crew
pay-per-view.
Menafield, I love. I do like watching Justin Taffa fight, so that's great. Brown versus Madalena, I know you're hyped up about this, but
I love it.
I'm not like too excited, to be honest.
Because
but,
Randy's one of our guys, but Madalena's going to kill him.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's going to be a good fight. So
No offense, Randy, but Madalena.
I like this fight even more now that I know it's an interim fight.
Oh, so you fell into the trap.
I love it.
Oh, they got you, Jess.
And I cannot wait for this fight. So the main card's fantastic. Worth the $80 for the main card as a whole.
Okay. Well,
Definitely
all right.
worth
So
it.
you're a fan of the UFC, so like, and I'm with you. I agree. Like, for a little bit different reasons, but I agree. I am very excited about this card.
Yes, that's a fantastic card.
Let's look at Randy Brown. So he is shredded right now. Randy got that Jamaican blood. By the way, Randy he's kind of been dodging us too, man. You know what it is? He's trying to build his own podcast, so I get it. Like, he's trying to like break all the information on his show. But Brandy, come on, come back on the show. What are we doing, bud? Yo, he's yoked up. He's ready to go, man. Rude Boy's ready. Look at him. He's ready, baby. I just don't think he beats Madalena, though. I hope he does. Look at the guy behind him. Rude Boy's ready. Rude Boy's ready. Does anyone think Randy Brown's going to win that fight? Does anyone care? I mean, his last fight against Ronaldo was a little lackluster. I'm 5'4", guys. 5'4". Look at that gut. Yeah, Madalena scares the hell out of me too, man. This is another guy. He's so fun. He's a monster, this dude. He beat up our poor guy Pete Rodriguez on short notice. This guy's nose is on the side of his head. Who do you guys got winning this fight? Should have been Chaos Williams. Did you think Chaos won that fight against Randy? I know it was a split. But do you think Chaos won that fight? Randy, he does have hands, man. He does. He's a smooth striker. Super smooth striker. He's got some grappling too. Look at the picture of Volk shaking hands with Shaq in Discord. Oh my god. Dude, is that really there? That's not even fair. That's not even fair. If he's 5'6", that's not even fair. Bernie Mac, I'm 5'4", bro. Leave it alone. Like, why you gotta fucking be dogging my little 5'4" status? Like, why you gotta be like that, bro? Jess, could you give a shout out to our sponsors here? We still got plenty of stuff. I got a lot of energy, so I'm ready to roll with a lot of content for you guys. We got some more stuff to talk about.
Yes, sir. All right. If you guys want to get high, head over to cbdx.com. That's cbdx.com. This is not CBD, my friends. This is THC. It will get you high, will put you under the influence, must be at least 21 or over to purchase, and must check your local state laws. Head over to cbdx.com, use promo code MMA-Holes, that's MMA-Holes, for 20% off of your entire purchase. Also, MyBookie. If you want to bet on all your favorite live sports, including MMA, head over to mybookie.ag. Use promo code MMA-Holes, that's MMA-Holes, for a 100% match on your first deposit. And while you're making those bets, make sure you're nice and comfy as you do so. Sheath Underwear, that's SHEATH underwear.com. Treat your jewels like royalty. Don't waste your money on generic underwear when you can slip into a pair of Sheath. Women's underwear has that nice pH balance that they need, as well as men's underwear with little compartments for you to stick your tiny little package in. Sheathunderwear.com. Use promo code MMA-Holes, that's MMA-Holes, for 20% off of your entire purchase. And while you're wearing Sheath underneath, make sure you wear Head Rush above. That's Head Rush with the link in the description below. Use promo code MMA-Holes, that's MMA-Holes, for 20% off of your entire purchase. And if you want to watch all of your favorite live sports, including the UFC, head over to ESPN+. ESPN Plus, link in the description. When you use our link, you're also helping out the MMA-Holes.
Okay. Thank you, sponsors. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone that donated tonight. Really appreciate the support. If you haven't hit the like button, you can go suck a dick. Hit that like button over here. We would like to get some likes in the box. It helps us out over here. Throws us in the algo. So smash it up. I appreciate it. 250 is our goal. So we got a ways to go. Smash up that like button and be wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Okay. All right, what else we got over here? So we spoke about a little UFC 284. I do want to get your thoughts because you heard our thoughts about 284. I want to know what you guys think. So before the card even happens, 284, you saw the 13 fights over there. What would you say out of 10, the excitement level for the fights coming up this Saturday?
Zark Buckerberg.
No, it's to you,
me?
Jess. Yeah. And then to the chat, too. But
out of 10?
Yeah.
For just the main card?
No, the whole card as a whole.
Okay, whole card, I'm going to give it... it's such a good card. I don't want to overrate it, so I'm gonna go an 8-2.
8-2.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really high.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Wow.
I really like this card.
That's pretty wild. Okay, I think the matchups are pretty decent, but I do feel like star power wise we're lacking, and it's very top heavy with just the main event for me. I'm very excited about the main, and then as we go down, I hate the fact that the co-main is for a belt. It doesn't need to be for a belt. But I guess we get 5 rounds out of it, so that's kind of cool. Gives an excuse to go 5 rounds.
The interim thing is exciting.
I don't like it. I don't think they deserve to have the 145
I think you're reading
belt.
too much into why they're doing it instead of just looking at it for entertainment value. It's exciting.
I say here's the thing. Let the outcome of Makhachev versus Volkanovski happen before you go interim strap. You know
No,
what I'm
they
saying?
probably no. These matchmakers, they always have a plan.
This
so
is it. The plan is to sell tickets. This belt it means nothing. It means absolutely
it's
nothing.
keeping the featherweight division at bay while Volkanovski is fighting Makhachev.
I don't like it at all. I like the fight. I just don't like that there's a belt on the line. It's stupid. It's just dumb. It's like they think we're idiots. You know? It's completely for casuals.
No,
It is.
not. Don't say that.
It's for casuals.
Oh boy.
Casual.
The card.
Because you alienate actual
It's for
UFC
casuals.
fans who genuinely enjoy that. You know, like you can't
That
say
interim
that.
strap. I'm not completely against interim straps, but that one is a joke.
No, I like
Makes
it.
no sense.
Let's see, bro. They're thinking ahead. What if Volk decides to move up? Says From Snowman. There you go. I said the matchmakers always have a plan.
Yeah. That's what it. That's exactly what it is.
Well, what are you gonna do if Volk does decide?
If Volk decides to stay at 155.
Yeah, and defend.
That's
up
when you
there.
have an interim strap. It's simple. If Volk says,
But
"Hey,
they're just doing
I'm
the
not going back
backup
down,"
plan now.
interim fight done.
Here's the thing: they do the backup plan now. It works out both ways because even if Volk decides to go back down and defend his title at featherweight, then he already has his next contender lined up.
No, this belt is for casuals. This belt is to sell pay-per-views.
I
That's
think
all
you're
it's
just
for.
like saying
That's
casual.
all it's for. Let's be serious. You guys don't like the truth. You can't handle the truth.
I think you just
You can't
like
handle
word
the truth. It's
casual.
the fucking truth. This belt, great fight. Listen, Rodriguez versus Emmett, I like. Yair Rodriguez is always exciting. Josh Emmett's got bombs in his hands. The only good thing about this belt is we get 5 rounds if it goes past the 3. So that's cool. But there's no reason for this. This is for the casual belt.
Love it.
The casual belt. It makes no sense.
I love it.
Volk is still the champ. What are we doing?
Then
This is
call
stupid.
me casual, Moss, because I love it.
Okay, back to chat.
Dude Chronic says that guy they all hate, Andrew Tate, says rate yourself on number 7. Why wait a year? Says From Snowman. Exactly. Why wait a year, Moss? Why do they have to wait?
You don't have. Who's saying a year? What kind of Frumcious? When did you become the casual of the chat? You know
Be nice.
what's up with this guy? What did he get brain damage?
I, personally, don't like casual belts.
She's sucking you off, Moss. Stop
Suck
it.
me off, Kendall. Suck me off right
God.
now. Here's the thing. First of all, what is Frumcious saying? And thank you, Kendall, for the donation.
He
Appreciate
said
that.
here they
No,
can just run Henan Barao, the interim champ, and promote him to official featherweight champ.
Okay. Volkanovski says that he wants to stay incredibly active because he's not getting any younger. Okay? So what Volk is going to do is he's going to try to win this belt, win or lose. He's going to turn it back around as long as he doesn't get seriously injured. He's just going to roll it right back around. He's going to get right back in the cage. Wait for that. It's not going to take long before we know if Volk's going to turn it around quick. Let this happen. We have double champ status. That's a possibility. We have a chance that Volk doesn't even win. So what's going to happen? Volk loses to Islam. He's still the 145-pound champ, and now we got to unify a belt? That makes no fucking sense in the first place. Frumcious Stoneman, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh, stop it.
Ashamed. I
Stop
am
it.
triggered by the casualness of these statements. And I will not stand for it in my chat. Could you
I
imagine
love
he
you,
left this show?
Frumcious.
Could you imagine he left this show and brought those thoughts to the streets? I'm saving this man right now of retardation.
Stop it. Stop it.
How dare you?
I'm on Team Frumcious.
I'm trying to help him, man. I'm trying to save him from mental retardation.
If Volk surprises and it's a great fight, there could be an instant rematch, so that's why an interim strap is here, says Guru the Pig. Oh yeah, there you go. There's another reason.
I wasn't paying attention. What did he say?
If Volk surprises and basically if he wins and it's a great fight, there could be an instant rematch between Volk and Makhachev. So that's why the interim strap is there.
If that's
to
the
hold
case,
featherweight at bay, which is exactly what I said in the first place.
okay. I feel like it's contagious, the retardation. Guys, settle down.
Maybe you're the retarded one.
If that
Russ.
happens, then you put the belt on the line. Then you have an excuse. There is zero. You're saying if. There is zero reason for this belt right now. Zero reason.
God, Moss, just enjoy it.
If you're putting belts out there for if, you're retarded. Mental
Just enjoy
retardation.
it.
It's contagious,
Like-
and it's rampant in my chat right now.
I don't understand how this fight is affecting you so much, though. Like, why
It's
can't you
not. I am
just enjoy it for
trying
what it
to
is?
cure an illness of the chat. There is something going on in this chat where people have lost their brain cells. I don't know what's going on. What's happening with you guys? Usually, you're on point. This fight over here, the only reason for this belt is to sell pay-per-views. It's the only reason. If they got you, if they fooled you into thinking this is a real belt, you're out of your mind. Out of your mind. The only good thing that happens with this belt is I'm assuming these guys get pay-per-view buys, right? You win an interim strap, you're technically a champion. At least those guys will get pay-per-view buys. That's nice. You get 5 rounds. That's nice. Still unnecessary.
I'm exhausted of this topic.
Okay, we move on.
All right.
The fights that happened this weekend, Lewis versus Spivak, Derek Lewis got annihilated. He didn't land one damn strike. And
I wish I could have seen this fight.
Oh, no, you don't. There wasn't a fight, Jesse. It was just...
Was it like Lewis
It was incredibly
and
bad. Not one... Let me pull the stats up here. You'll be like, look at... You ready? Okay, you ready? Here we go. Here we go. Check out total strikes.
Oh, brutal.
36 to 0.
Did he just flake or what?
No, he stepped in the cage. That's what happened. Incredibly. So another mystical thing, even though it came too late. As soon as he walked into the cage, I looked at the chat. I was like, "This guy he's not there." It's the
he
same.
hasn't been there
No.
for like
No, it's not.
ever since he lost the first time in Texas. He hasn't been there.
No, Derek Lewis is not the same. Mentally, physically, he looks great.
Yeah.
You know, he might be ready physically for these fights.
And I also think that the
But-
MMA fans are getting into his head because he had made a comment in the pre-fight presser that he's out. He knows that people are saying all these things about him, and he's out there to prove them wrong. So I think that the MMA fans are also getting into his head a little bit, and he's becoming distracted.
Yeah. Maybe, these narratives and
Yeah.
whatever are there's just too much going on inside the brain between the ears, and it drives me nuts because I'm a Derek Lewis fan, man. It drives me nuts to see this. I don't think he should retire. Dana White said no, he's staying around. He loves Derek Lewis. His best days aren't behind him. It's just he has to find a way to shake what's going on upstairs. See some sort of sports therapist or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
There's got to be
I don't
something
know.
that happens here. There's got to
Maybe
be.
his time is just up, Moss.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah, maybe
He could be checked out.
Maybe the hourglass has finally dropped its last grain of sand.
When you have a guy like this that relies on the power, right? You could fight into your 40s. You could. Heavyweights could pull it off. Stop a couple of takedowns, knock the fool out, move on. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But in this situation over here, it's rough to see Derek doing much. I don't think he could mentally bounce back from any of this stuff over here.
I mean, how could you? Especially when you lose twice in your own soil, and then you come back to this.
Yeah, you lose to Fat Slim Shady over here. Fat Bold Slim Shady.
What?
Marshall Mathers takes you. I mean, it's bad. This is a bad. I feel bad for Derek. I'm sure he's taking this pretty bad. How about Mr. Devin Clark hit the underdog bet over here, which saved my bets, and still the mysticalness continues. Devin Clark, Brown Bear, dominated from round
I gotta go
one.
back and watch this one for sure.
Now, I'll be honest with you. The only reason why this was exciting, one, he's our boy, right? We love Devin Clark. We're always going to be Devin Clark
You had
fans.
money on this one too, right?
Two, we've had money on him. But if you're just watching this fight, just to watch a good UFC fight, I bet even Devin would say it's not a fun fight to watch.
Really?
He humped him.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
he
it was
grinded.
like Aljo Yon.
No, I mean, not like he laid on top of him because, this guy was so fucking big and strong and was able to get back up over and over again. But
It
all
just
in
wasn't
all,
what you expected.
yeah, it's not a rewatch. It's not like you go back and be like, oh, it's a classic. It's not that. It
Bring
was
him on.
fun.
Bring him on the show and be like, Devin, what the hell, man?
Oh no, he admitted to it.
Be like,
No, he wanted to
what
knock him out.
happened?
Oh, he won. That's great though. No, listen, he won. That's what he needed to do.
Could you imagine he gets a win on his record and then you still give him shit?
No, I mean, it's the truth. Like, he even said he's not happy with his performance, but he
Yeah.
got the job done. And that's, in this fight over here, you can get away with that. Because let's be serious here. I said it before the fight. Da Woon Jung was fed a quote-unquote can in front of the audience they were trying to go after. That's exactly what the UFC was doing here. They were trying to feed him a can, which is Devin Clark. And Devin Clark says, wait, motherfucker, I'm no can.
Yeah.
That's what happened. He spoiled the party. And I love it. I love the fact that Devin Clark... He spoiled, he foiled, he did it all. And I'm happy that Devin got the win, man. I'm so fucking proud of Devin Clark sticking with a game plan, getting the job done, and dominating from round 1 to 3. Love the performance.
Hey, good on you, Devin Clark.
Kick his
on
fucking
ya.
ass, Devin.
Let's go. Devin. Light up the chat.
Oh, hold on. Let me say something really quick over here. I see my son, JR. JR, now listen. Are you a little kid? How old are you, man? I know.
cares?
No. I just want to say this because he's clearly a big fan because he's always commenting, but it's always like something negative and very irrational. It gets very irrational. So please drop your age in the chat so I can know how to handle you. I'm not going to ban you or time you out, but I just want to know what is the age we're working with, 10 or under? Let me know in the chat, please. Immediately.
Mosh, you see this pimple on my cheek?
It's gorgeous.
Super
It's like got its own zip code over there.
Kendall.
Mirab is the only youth fighter that gets my PPV by.
There you go. Well, that's not the only thing. You know what I'm saying?
Wonderful.
Thank you, Kendall. Appreciate that.
Ah, super chat.
Cheddarhead.
How do you say 0 reasons but admit you're happy it's 5 RDS?
You can do 5 rounds.
regards to what?
So he's talking about the co-main event.
Oh.
That's my new friend, Cheddarhead.
Oh, the interim.
You could still do 5 rounds without a belt. We've seen it. We've seen it over and over again. The UFC could do whatever the hell they want. They could have a 5-round fight. You mean to tell me we have to have an interim strap for that? No, they've already done it without the belt. So, Cheddarhead, take that. Did we get an age on JJ? Did we get an age? No, we didn't get an age. All right, so I'm assuming under 10. Please, if you're a young kid, stay in school. Don't spend all your time on the internet, wasting your time trying to, ruffle feathers and stuff like that. Just be a normal human being and grow and blossom, learn, be educated, and be wonderful, okay?
Wonderful.
5 rounds does not need a reason. Doesn't. You could just say co-main event. It's the UFC. They could do whatever the hell they want.
So then if they can do whatever the hell they want,
They've
then why
done
do
it.
you have such a problem with it being an interim?
Because an interim strap lowers the value of the main belt. The actual belt.
They're not fighting
It
for the
lowers it.
featherweight belt. Wait.
It lowers it.
They're not fighting for the featherweight belt.
They are. They're fighting for the featherweight interim strap.
Featherweight interim.
Yes. Which is not a real belt. It's garbage.
How are they lowering Volkanovski's status as a featherweight? I don't understand.
They're depreciating the value.
How?
Because, let me tell you, when Volkanovski unifies the belt, why the fuck should Volkanovski unify anything? He hasn't done anything wrong to fucking have to unify a belt.
No, but the reason they're doing this
Come on.
is because the featherweight division is going to be at a stalemate right now because he's moving to a completely different division to fight for a completely different belt. They're just holding it over. So
You guys just
that's
gobbling
the strategy.
it up. You guys gobbling up pay-per-views. You're gobbling up these narratives that they're shoving down your throat.
I think that you're reading too much into it, Moss.
You're gobbling everything up. They throw it out there, they dangle it in front of you, you're like, yay! And you just jump at those interim straps.
For this one,
I am here to stop retardation here on the MMA-Holes. I am here to save.
You see what you're doing? You're
the
throwing
MMA
names
community.
around.
It's the casual
You're
belts.
doing name calling because I feel like...
No. It is mental retardation, not just your view over here, the view of others
just
that
in
agree.
general. Like I feel like you're doing this because you feel like maybe corner. I don't know. I don't know what your little thing is, but
It's the gobble of the casual belt. That's what it is.
how do we get back on this topic again? I feel like we're talking in circles here.
Well, sometimes we've got to handle the donators as well. Thank you for the donation, good sir. All right, let's look at some of the other fights that were on over here. The card, it was what it was. It was late. It happened. Mm-hmm. Forgetful. Tabora wins. Doho
How
Choi.
was the Asian market after I had left?
It smelled like fish.
Oh, God. I swear, Moss. I can't ask this guy any normal questions.
What was the question?
I'm not asking it again so you can just throw another zinger in there. How stupid do you think I am?
All right. I don't know. I don't know how it was. I have no idea how it was. Anyway, Doho Choi, this fight over here was a draw. It was the biggest disgrace. Dana White still gave him a bonus for it, so shout out to Dana for doing that. This was not a draw. It was silly. But, other than that, who cares, right? you had some interesting stories. We got to meet some new fighters, Korean fighters, Japanese fighters. Yay. This kid over here, 22 years old, Tatsuro Taira. Can't wait to see this guy fight again.
I
I'm
like
a
how
fan.
you said his name.
Tatsuro Taira. Tatsuro Taira.
Tatsuro.
The end. Tatsuro.
Tatsuro.
Tatsuro Taira. Tatsuro Taira. Tatsuro Taira. Tatsuro Taira. How would you say this?
Now you're just sounding racist.
No,
Moss.
I'm trying to pronounce it correctly, appropriately. I would say it's announced Tatsuro Taira. Tatsuro Taira. Taira. What would you emphasize?
I don't know.
Tatsuro.
Why are you thinking so much about it?
How do you say it? I want to make sure I pronounce it correctly.
Tatsuro, not Tatsuro.
Tatsuro Taira.
It's not Ru, it's Ro.
Tatsuro Taira.
Tatsuro. My
I'm
God.
saying it with the appropriate way, Jess.
No, you're not.
You need to learn your pronunciation.
Oh God.
You need to get it right. But no, this kid's good, man.
Sometimes I would love to have like a
Super chat.
look into your brain.
Here's to your wife putting up with you.
Thank you. I appreciate
I
that.
do. I put
Romero.
up with a lot. I put up with a lot from it.
Thank you. I know it's a terrible thing. She gets to do this for a living. It's horrible. It's a terrible.
I put up with so much. Oh, damn it! Like another day of this.
Damn, I gotta go on another fucking hit internet show, but an annoying guy. That's part of the deal.
Well, you can be annoying, but
That's you know.
but I love you.
My job.
Aw, super chat.
Tatsuro Taira.
You just said it. Interim belt is not the real belt.
Nope.
That's exactly what they're fighting for. What's the issue? Why are you befuddled by this?
What is he saying? Can you translate that,
You
cheese?
just said it. Interim belt is not the real belt.
Correct.
That's
not.
exactly
It's a
what.
fake belt. Yes.
That's exactly what they're fighting for.
A fake belt. Okay, good. And what else did he say?
He said, "What's the issue? Why are you befuddled by this?"
Because I don't think they should fight for this fake belt. I mean, I don't understand. It's not brain surgery there, cheese face.
But I think he's going off of his previous donation saying that how do you say 0 reasons but admit that you're happy it's 5 rounds?
No, the reason being selling pay-per-views. And people saying that they love the fact that this is for an actual interim strap means that they love paying for pay-per-views. Because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to sell pay-per-views. That's the only reason why that belt's happening. There's no reason Volkanovski should not be the undisputed champion. There shouldn't be a unification of an interim strap and a regular strap when Volk goes back down and defends, unless the fight happens with Islam and there's a rematch, Volk gets hurt. If those reasons happen, Volk doesn't want to come back, okay. Those are ifs.
Wait, so are you agreeing with him, Cheddarhead, or are you disagreeing?
I don't know. I don't know what he's saying there. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, the donation makes no sense.
No, I'm asking because someone in the chat said that he does agree with you.
I don't know what he's saying over there. See, that's the problem. We don't know if he agrees or disagrees.
At first, I thought he was disagreeing, but now someone's saying that he's agreeing with you.
Listen, he's a piece of cheese. You got to give him a chance, man. Like, sometimes
But
cheese.
I like the piece of cheese, Moss.
Aw, super chat.
I don't hate him either. He's got big pockets, and I'm a fan. Ronaldo.
Islam will be the GOAT and Khabib is the most dominant and Usman is the fewer GOAT. Muslims are coming. I am so blessed. I started watching MMA in 2020. Love it.
Listen, I don't know about you, but I don't know if I want to think about Muslims coming. You know what I'm saying? I mean, call me crazy. There's just so much of Muslims coming I could think about. Thank you, Ronaldo. Appreciate the donation. Let's go back into it. I just got the Muslims coming. What did he say there, Jesse? Can you help me out?
Islam will be the GOAT.
Okay. Fair.
Habib will be the most dominant. Or Habib is the most dominant, sorry.
Wait, if
and Usman is the future GOAT.
now, Ronaldo's a very nice guy. He's very supportive of the show, and he's a very big Habib Nurmagomedov fan. He can't handle the fact that I think that Islam will eclipse everything Habib's done, and Habib will be completely irrelevant.
Well, it's tough because it kind of sounds like you're putting Khabib down a little bit.
I'm not. I said right now, Habib is the best lightweight. Right now. Still, even with Islam as the champion, Habib is the guy.
Yes.
Okay? I also said that Habib is, what else did I say? I said something else nice about him. I can't remember what it was. But
Well-
he's the GOAT. Like, he is. Of lightweight, Khabib is the guy. But in time, Islam will eclipse it. And we will forget.
I think some people haven't forgotten about Khabib, and they still want to make sure that Khabib gets the respect that he's earned.
I didn't forget.
So I guess when you're coming in saying that, Islam's going to be the next big thing, the next, Russian name or whatever you're saying, maybe they start to feel like you're kind of burying Khabib a little bit in Makhachev's new successes.
Right now, Khabib's the lightweight GOAT. I have no problem with that. Remember, and I said this before, I'll repeat myself. Islam Makhachev defends a couple of titles, beats Volkanovski, right? Defends, goes up, does something Khabib never did, goes up and say gets the fucking welterweight belt. What do you think new fans are going to do when they come in?
What's that?
What do you think new fans are going to do?
That?
New fans are going to jump into the UFC and they're going to see the greatness of Islam Makhachev. And then they're going to say, hey, who's this Khabib guy? Let me go back and see what this guy's done. This guy hasn't done shit compared to Islam. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Time's going to go by and people are going to be like,
but like, why are we comparing?
Barry Sanders, which is Khabib. Although Barry Sanders didn't win a championship, but if Barry Sanders retired
I don't think that we should compare in the first place, and then you could avoid this altogether.
I am saying this. I am making a mystical prediction that people do not like, and that's fine. We're allowed to disagree because I may be wrong. Islam could lose Saturday. Everything goes out the window. But my prediction
loss doesn't make him.
Well, it hurts. It hurts. It's a step back. But if Islam keeps winning, who the fuck cares about Khabib anymore? Like, who cares?
No, Khabib made a statement. Like, it's not that people are going to stop caring about Khabib. I think you're way off on that.
No one's going to care. I'm telling you,
anyone care?
It's the harsh truth. People are going to be like, all right, he was good. Islam way better.
But
so why do we have to talk about Khabib?
You're the only one comparing Khabib and Islam.
No. Okay. What I'm saying is, okay, I don't know how. I don't understand why this doesn't make sense to people. I'm saying people
it's kind of hard to understand.
People will forget Khabib Nurmagomedov. That is what I am saying. They will forget about him. They will not look at,
but
like,
why
right
is he
now.
Even in conversation?
The way we look at Khabib right now, give it 5 years, we will not look at Khabib the same way.
But why is Khabib in conversation?
Because everyone is saying he's the GOAT. Okay?
But he is the GOAT of the lightweight division.
Right now.
So
yeah. 5 years, no.
But that's 5 years. Anyone
5 years
can take GOAT status in 5 years, Moss.
So exactly. So to argue this point is ridiculous. Because it's true. Anyone can take over.
So then what are we doing?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Dub for me.
How is that a dub for you? It's not a dub for anybody. Like, just don't compare them. It doesn't make any sense. You guys
People are
both
very
sound
sensitive.
Silly.
People are very sensitive. Listen, I love Conor McGregor. I'm ride or die, but I'm realistic. I understand his downfalls. I get it. I take it on the chin. If people tell me the truth, there's not really much I could say. I gotta suck it up. You know? Khabib Nurmagomedov fans gotta suck things up. They got to. There's a good chance that Islam Makhachev will eclipse everything, and then we'll forget. I mean, it's not that hard. It's not that hard, man. It's not that hard to wrap your head around. I think it's fair. Not right now. All right, so yeah, the rest of this card, it is what it is. It was what it was. I didn't hate it. I liked the later card. It was kind of cool. Dana White going there. Wait, did you see this? I showed this at the beginning of the show. I think this is a big blunder. I don't think Jesse saw this. Let me just show this right here. And listen, guys, if you love Khabib Nurmagomedov, I don't blame you, man. The guy was phenomenal. Keyword was. Okay, here we go.
When you have the number 1 versus number 2 pound for pound guys in the world fighting each other, like you said, in their prime, it's never happened. If you think of all the fights that we've done in the UFC. So, when you talk about legacy, if Volkanovski could pull this off, it's obviously massive. And if
Oh no!
What?
He forgot his name?
What, Jess? What's wrong?
Oh no!
Yeah, can pull it off. It's he's on his way to building an incredible legacy.
He didn't even say the name, even when his assistant told him the name.
He didn't hear her, and so he still couldn't remember. That's horrible.
If Dana White is forgetting Islam's name right now, what do you think he's gonna do with Khabib in 5 years?
Moss, he never forgot Khabib's name in a presser. This is actually against your argument because he.
What do you think's gonna happen?
he
5
forgot
years,
Islam's
Khabib's
name
gonna be gone.
While
Old news.
Islam is relevant.
What's that guy's name?
He never forgot Khabib's name while Khabib was relevant.
He's gonna forget it. He will.
Oh, Moss.
No, but how do you think about this? So Saturday, UFC 284 is happening. The guy that is going to be, he's trying to get to be the next Khabib, right? This is supposed to be the next big Dagestani star, and he forgets his name.
Can I watch that again?
It's incredible.
Fights that we've done in the UFC. So, when you talk about legacy, if Volkanovski could pull this off, it's obviously massive. And if yeah, can pull it off, it's, he's on his way to building an incredible legacy.
Oh my God.
So
That is raw.
let me ask you this question: do you think this goes to show you who they want to win?
Volkanovski.
Yeah, is that what it is? Like, now I'm just reading into this. I don't know for sure if this is the case.
I think this
but
is
it
another
feels
one
like
of
that,
your
right?
theories that you're diving into.
Yeah, but think about it.
I
Like,
think he just forgot his name, Moss.
you think he just forgot his name?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me know in the chat. Do you think? And he's holding on to that Monster Energy drink. That's gonna be prime real soon. But oof. Do you think? Let me know in the chat. Do you think that they are leaning? I don't think that's the case. I think they want Islam to win this fight. I feel like Islam is so much better for the UFC winning this fight than Volk, right? I mean, Volk would be double champ.
Yeah.
What's better for the UFC?
I think Volk. Volk makes more sense.
You think? Whoa! You
Yeah.
think so? You think Volkanovski is better?
You know why? Because I think Volk. I understand where you're going with
Wow.
the Russian marketability and stuff, but I think Volkanovski can be very marketable on his own. Like, obviously with a little fine tuning, but especially as a 2-division champ, I think that he could carry it away pretty quick.
Well, yeah. If he has 2 belts, then yeah.
But
I mean,
they would
that
have
makes
to-
Volk more valuable
They would
for
have
sure.
to fine tune his marketability on the mic and stuff like that, of course, in order to make him. But I think he'd be a good
Super chat.
It's interesting.
How long after the divorce should I wait without Moss showing up to my house in the rain with a guitar singing love songs to just through my window?
This is a good question, Moss.
Well, you really want to raise my kids? That's weird.
He didn't say that.
Well, it sounds like it. It is weird for another man to want to raise another man's kids. Like, that is really fucking odd.
I'm flattered.
That's creepy and makes sense.
But you didn't answer his question.
How long?
How long after the divorce?
It's too creepy for me to even entertain. It's beyond simp level. Thank you for the $4.99. I'm embarrassed for you.
I'm so flattered, Cheddarhead. You're making me blush.
Yeah. Oof. That's weird. He loves me so much he wants to raise my kids.
Oh, Moss.
What the fuck, dude? That is creepy and weird. The internet is very strange, but he is named after cheese, so.
Like you said, in their prime, it's never happened. If you think of all the fights that we've done in the UFC. So, when you talk about legacy, if Volkanovski could pull this off, it's obviously massive. And if
Oh, Dana.
yeah, can pull it off, it's, he's on his way to building an incredible legacy.
Incredible. Well, at least he got the incredible in there. All right. Let me know in the chat. What is better for the UFC? Islam winning or Volkanovski winning? I mean, I would think Islam just because of the views.
I think Volkanovski.
Business-wise.
Yeah, I think Volkanovski could be a very marketable champ for the UFC.
I'm not saying who you want to win. Business-wise, what would be better for the UFC? I mean, when you watch that video, you would think Dana wants Volk to win.
Let's see. Volkanovski, Volk.
Well,
Whoa.
damn Savage is a Volk. Him and
Everyone at Moss.
he would go gay for Volk.
Everyone's saying Volkanovski. Volk for sure. Volk.
You guys are terrible. Thank God. Do you guys run a business?
Moss.
Do you guys run a business?
People disagree with
Do you guys? Let me.
You just.
Do you guys run a business?
Moss.
You guys are on crack. This goes to show you the hatred for the Muslims and the neckbeards.
Why do you put people down when people disagree
I am
with
going
you?
to turn Muslim now. You guys are going to push me Muslim direction because this is incredibly ridiculous.
Because they
for
don't-
business, why wouldn't you want the guy who is the
These are
Khabib
straight up
successor?
MMA fans, Moss.
Craziness.
They have an input too.
You guys are on crack.
Maybe you're the one on crack.
Crack. My God.
Ugh, you're so frustrating. Like,
Listen, and Sean Hart is from Australia, right? And I'm sure he's pulling for Volkanovski. He wants him to win. Deep down, Sean Hart knows. What is
Moss,
better for business?
Are you saying deep down the rest of the
Volkanovski-
chat knows too? Because they all said Volkanovski.
Listen, I'm the one with the show.
So that makes you right?
Yes.
That makes no
yes.
sense. You can't
People
do that.
value my opinion over here. So yes, it does mean something here. No, for like all joking aside, we know what the answer is. You guys
Volk,
are
obviously,
the
is the
retardation.
answer.
The retardation
You
tonight
can't
is
call
on another
people
level.
names just
It's
because they don't agree
craziness.
with you.
No, it's okay. It's contagious tonight. Listen, after tonight, what we're gonna do is this. When the stream is done, we're going to clean ourselves. I want everyone to hop in a shower, a bath, just wash that retardation off because I don't want you guys going into tomorrow with this mentality. Volk, you guys are nuts. I hope the line evens out a little closer. Then I could put my Islam bet in there. It's just too far. It's too far now. Wow. You guys are nuts.
Aw, super chat.
Ronaldo.
No, I want Islam to be better. My problem is that you don't know that Islam never beat him, and I'm telling you Islam is gonna be the GOAT. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, thank you very much. And Allahumma to you too. I don't know. What did he say?
He's referring to the Khabib Islam stuff.
I know. I'm trying to do. I got to get this right. If I'm going to convert to the Muslim religion, I gotta be one with the people. How you say that? Alhamdulillah?
No, Alhamdulillah.
No, there's no I in there.
Yes, there is.
Where's the I?
It's right after the L.
Oh yeah, it is in there. Alhamdulillah. How you say this? I got to get this right.
Alhamdulillah.
What does that mean, man? Allah Mecca.
How is it so hard for you to say?
I can't say it. Fuck. How am I going to do this?
Alhamdulillah.
Hold on. No, I'll get it. What's the pronunciation? Okay, here we go.
We are looking at how to...
He spelled it wrong on this
God.
then, because it's Alhamdulillah here.
He can't even spell it right. This guy's a fake Muslim.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
He spelled it Alhamdulillah
You didn't
there,
spell it right, bro.
and it's spelled Alhamdulillah.
I appreciate the donation, though, man. Seriously, thank you so much. But here's how you spell it, in case you were wondering. I don't think you're really Muslim. You spelled it wrong. All right, how does he say it?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Wow, that's a tongue twister.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. And what does that mean?
I think it's God willing.
Alhamdulillah. I can't say it. Damn, man. I need to say this. But alhamdulillah to you, too, as well, my friend.
Mom, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah to you.
Yeah. You gotta stop. You have to stop.
What? I like the Muslim religion, man. I like the good people.
I feel like you've been on a roll tonight,
I feel
Moss.
neckbeard fans get a bad rap. I see James Lynch
I think
crying
you're-
about them. They're always getting shit on. Leave them alone. They're passionate fans. They like their guys. Their guys are so fucking good. It's like, I hate the Yankees. I can't stand the Yankees, but they always win. The Muslim, the Dagestani guys are Yankees. They just go out there and win. They just win championships. You got to respect them, I guess. Have some respect.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Oh, God.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. To you as well, my friends.
Aw, super chat.
Super duper chat coming in.
Knock. I forget you holes are even still charging me monthly Nation of Wu-Tang. Yeet. Ski third.
What? What are you saying there?
Yeet skirt.
So you're saying you're still a member? Yes,
Yeah.
you are. You're a black belt, bitch.
Whoa.
Area 51 escape artist is a fucking black belt. I just got one thing to say to you, and thanks. It's...
How do you go about pronouncing?
Thank you, Waz Country, for being a member for 2 months. Appreciate that. Says, remember what Islam did to Hooker? Repeat.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes, I do remember that. Thank you. Okay.
All right.
Is there anything else?
I don't think so, Moss.
Did we miss anything?
Let's wrap everything up into a nice little bow before you before this gets
Did I
any more out of
successfully
hand.
piss off everybody?
All right, wrap everything up.
All right. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Alhamdulillah. I'm gonna practice this. Just see something really quick. Alhamdulillah. All right. Okay, let's see. Okay, we're done. All right, guys. I'll see you Wednesday. We have 2 shows. We have the Justice League, MMA Justice League, back in action over here. We have a swap in personality stopping by. May say an upgrade. No offense to the other one. And then we have the Power Slap that's going down.
Don't be an a-hole, be an MMA hole.